welcome here to the Serenity Gaming Wintersplit. We are starting out the week 2, and today we'll actually once again have 2 matches, sadly only streaming 1. Here tonight, going off with Serenity Gaming Lyra, that's gonna meet Serenity Gaming Caeli, and with me in the casting stand, do I have Karim and Bimsa, and guys, how are you feeling tonight?
Well, I'm certainly feeling pretty good. I just got notified about this for 10 minutes ago, so I just got something to eat, and now I'm definitely pumped up.
Yeah, that's the SRG special. You just get told 10 minutes before we're actually supposed to start that you're gonna be casting tonight. But, you know, I'm not complaining. It's going to be definitely an interesting match, so I'm glad to be casting it.
Never gets boring, my everyday life, actually.
Oh yeah. I think that's the story for most people.
Karim, you're saying that it's going to be some interesting matches. What can we expect for tonight?
Well, what we saw from Caeli last week, actually, since it's already the second week, wow, that just flew by. We saw them sort of making a mental oof and sort of collapsing in the second game. So today should be the comeback for them, and Lyra should just be looking to snowball the train that they have going. Milo, their coach, said that, you know, they'll be happy with just taking a couple of games off. He was really humble about their position as a team. So they will want to get as much from this tempo that they currently have.
And how much do you think it's affecting these two teams that Caeli had a hard time first game, lost 2-0, and Lyra won 2-1? How much will the momentum do?
Well, okay, sorry. I just saw the name Kashka in chat and it just completely made me collapse. However, we already mentioned the tempo and tilt, that it's going to play a very big factor in this league. And right now, I think that Lyra will be going more confident into this match than they would be if they were, say, just completely crushed 0-2. They did 2-1 Old Boys, which was their sort of main rival in the division deciders. So I think they'll be really confident going into this matchup.
And do you think it's gonna, like, if we're looking at Lyra, they should maybe have some pretty hard games coming in to this Division 1. Do you think it's a good thing for them that they start up with games they hope to take points from? Or how much does this start for Lyra mean?
So I think that Lyra's players are some of those that are really consistent, so it won't affect them as much. However, it's really good that you're starting off a split with those couple of early victories, because if you have some wins, then every other opponent that is looking at you and going to be scouting you will actually have to pay you that sort of respect, because, you know, they will be a bit scared of what if they, you know, are on some sort of roll, what if we just aren't prepared for them. So it's gonna benefit them, definitely.
It's always nice picking up a victory, even if you're struggling in past games.
And, and what about Caeli here coming in? Had a hard time in the start here. What can they do to turn this around?
Well, they shouldn't tilt, honestly. Like, that is going to be the name of the game for them today. If they manage to just clear their heads out, and even if they, say, lose the first game, which is going to be the most impactful today, I think it's going to be a really nice. And I'm already at a loss for words. Thanks, sleep deprivation. It's gonna be great for them. I'm sorry.
Well, it's okay. I was completely lost for words yesterday, so I can relate to this. We have now seen all the teams in Division 1.
We have.
We have. Do you think that we can now start to get a picture about where will the teams end in this split, or is it still too early?
Well, we definitely haven't seen all the 9 matchups be played. However, there are some definite favorites already from the first week. Say Hydra or Topaz are definitely some of the teams that I'm going to be individually having my eye on for the remainder of the first half of the split. Hillero also played a strong game yesterday, although they did sort of get outclassed by Hydra in so many aspects of the game that it's difficult to set a place for them yet. However, I don't think there are any bottom places defined for these teams, so we'll still have to see which teams are going to end up in the middle and which ones are going to be dropping to Division 2. If any, that is.
Right here. Do you think the teams already now start to look into this? Are they scared, or are they focused on what they need to do?
Well, they
Like,
should... Yeah.
I'm thinking, like, if you go as DKO boys who lost their first match, and from the division side decided could see that they had hard times against Lynx, and going in, like, both Lynx and Lyra, of course, going into the Division 1 where the team should be better, do you think they are prepared, or do you think it's more scared, maybe?
Well, in a utopian world, you definitely wouldn't have the aspect of being scared from making some plays, especially if you made mistakes prior. However, if you are a team that manages to make a couple of individual mistakes and then proceeds to lose a game because of it, that is going to impact your decision making, so it is still going to be a big factor.
Right, we'll for sure look into this. Like, we will know more when this week is done, I suppose. And we will, as closer we get to the week 7, I hope we'll start to see a pattern. To see some really close games, but also maybe to see some teams grow and some teams who will be doing more or different things here. Bimsa, you're new as a caster here. You were casting the Summer Split. How many things did change from the Summer Split
did change
into this Winter Split?
That's a very broad question.
I love broad questions.
Well, a lot of things changed. Question not understood.
Like, I'm thinking, you don't know Lyra. Lyra's in your team. You know the Caeli was playing in the Winter Split here, in the Summer Split. Do you think that the changes on the teams, do you think the new teams are making it harder for them to go into this division, or do you think it's gonna be a good thing to have something new coming up?
Well, it's always nice seeing new blood, especially in tournament format, because that can make it less predictable. You don't really want to have a situation where all teams know each other, so it's just like, yeah, we've played against these 100 times, we just have to do this to win, or we just have to not do this to lose. I think that's a very bad position to be in, so I think it's good that there is some new blood that can force you to think out of the box, especially if they play in a certain way.
And since you were last time we had you as a caster here coaching Topaz, you were playing against Lynx last time. Did you see the Topaz Lynx games last week?
Yeah, I saw some of them.
Due to this games that was played in the Summer Split and the games that was played now here in the Winter Split, do you think Lynx looks like a team that can actually follow Topaz into this top of Division 1? I know they want to be there. What do you think about Lynx team?
If I'm thinking about the right games, then I'm pretty sure I saw Topaz actually just murder some people. I might be remembering a wrong match.
No, they did just completely roll over them.
So from that, I'm not sure that actually gives me any insight at all, because when you just like... What I remember seeing was basically something that definitely is not allowed in most of Europe in terms of very brutal content. So I think from that, I would not really go and rate a team, because they were just outclassed in every single position, and it shined through a lot. I think that a game like that, they should have had the mentality that it doesn't really matter because they're so unfavored to actually even do anything. So in terms of that, I think that it is still pretty likely that this team actually can perform very well.
Yeah, and we actually still have to keep in mind that this is going to be a long split. We have it split into 2 halves. However, over the course of time, you can see teams rising up from the ashes if they manage to just blow up in the beginning. So even if we see some teams perform, I'm gonna say terribly, in the beginning of the split, there is no need to be cutting them out just yet.
Yeah. What he said. Definitely.
Alright. Well, I think we are almost about to start up here. Karim, the question you always wait for. Who will win tonight?
I never wait for it.
You always wait for it.
I never wait for it, okay. So, again,
but Karen, what is the question? You can't just start before she asked it.
Okay, I'm just okay. I'm going to ask myself, or actually, I could ask you the question.
Yeah. Okay. Hit me with it.
Which team is going to win tonight?
As a person who followed the scene very closely and definitely know all the intricacies of the two teams, my 100% unbiased opinion is I think that Caeli will mental boom after game number 1, and Lynx will just absolutely murder them in game 2. But I think game 1 is going to be very competitive. Oh yeah, I said wrong. Lyra is going to completely murder Caeli in second game, but first game is going to be very competitive.
Yeah, and I'm going to agree with Dunza and just write off of his answer and say that that's what you're going to hear from us.
Well, I do believe that since Caeli had a hard time last time, I know that Falk has been working really much with these things, so I hope that Caeli can keep their mental and we are ready with the pro draft.
Right, yeah. We'll be getting into it just shortly. We see that Caeli are going to be banning out the Vigar, a signature pick for Killcore. He hasn't actually managed to get to play it once. Maybe he managed to play it in the Division Deciders. I'm not quite sure, but you know, Caeli's still respecting that one trick.
Blazing through the bench right here, and a lot of it is like we see the Blanc, which is a really strong champion right now, and champion that you and I talked about earlier, that a guy like Killcore in mid lane can actually be run over with enough brute force. So I think a band like that makes a lot of sense. And also Victor, very oppressive, especially if you're trying to play a carry champion in top lane. Same with Aurelia, and it's just a really good flex pick. And then we just, from red side, we just see the freedom of being on red side, just being able to ban all these like niche picks.
Yeah, and Lucian being taken by Lyra. It's an interesting pick, given that KZZ has actually had some really dominant performances throughout the streams that we have seen. So putting him on a relative comfort pick is going to be good. I think it sort of clashes with the rest of what Lyra likes to do, which is team fighting. However, replying with a Braum to take away that counter pick, yes.
One of the things that Lucian does extremely well when you're thinking about team fighting is that his early game power spike, or his 2-item power spike, is extremely strong.
Oh yeah.
So when you think about that, you don't really need to actually have that much peel for him, because you can just dash around like a maniac. And also, like, especially when you're against a champion like Braum, it doesn't really matter that much, because like you can outplay yourself and just dash into the unraveled earth of Talia and then die and look stupid. But if you're playing good, then you can just like kite everything. We see a Trundle pick.
Yeah, and I'm actually really excited to see that Lyra didn't opt into a Sejuani, meaning that they want to try something else with that Trundle. Kreiner is pretty much known for his Sejuani. If you don't ban it out, he is likely to pick it like 80% of the time. So going for a more duelist-oriented champion.
But wait a minute. Ooh. What is this champion? This Troll King? I've not seen him the last 2 months. What's going on?
Oh yeah, he did get nerfed, pretty much into the ground. So he went, well, not into the ground, but he went from being 100% pick banned.
Riot took his club and beat him up with it, basically.
True, or did some other nasty stuff with it that we probably won't be likely going into detail about.
No, definitely not in the stream. That's for the stream afterwards. But,
okay.
But we see also the Varus pick, which is a champion that in lane he can struggle a bit versus Lucian until they get the first back, but Braum Varus is a very strong dueling lane, so if you ever see Lucian a fresh misstep, they can just get instantly blown up, and especially at level 6 with Talia, it's just a very potent combo.
Yeah, and generally whenever you see Thresh, you are always going to be looking to how many plays he can actually set up, and Vodka, which by the way no isn't a drink but the support for Lyra, has had so many great performances that I think we can actually call him so consistent that any lane where he manages to get his hands on a Thresh will become a kill lane, especially when you have an early spiking AD carry and paired up with a jungler that still deals a lot of damage. even if he got smashed over the head with his club.
But the exciting thing is that every single lane that is with Fresh turns into a skill lane. So I expect bot lane to just be a kill fest where there's just gonna be killed a bunch of people. And the Lysandra we just talked about, how big of a kill lane bot lane actually is. Have you got your marachas ready and your hat, your sombrero? Because this is actually gonna turn into a fiesta. Like, I guarantee it. Bimsa special. This is gonna be 10-man bot lane as soon as mid lane hits level 6, and then it's just gonna be kills from here on until the game ends.
Oh yeah, I'm already telling you, they are going to set up in that tribush. Sorry, they're just gonna be sitting in tribush. They're just gonna be sitting in the river.
Wait, I'm sorry to interrupt you. I think
okay.
I think we maybe have Lucian mid or potentially Lucian.
We
spot.
do. I do confirm we have a bug on ProDraft. Sadly, ProDraft is not really working that well for us here.
Wait.
Yeah, I was already getting
about
excited.
To get hype.
Yeah.
Like, we could have Lucian top, Swain mid, Xayah AD carry, or we could have Lucian mid, Swain top, Xayah AD carry, or we could do some completely.
Yeah, Lysandra AD carry and AP Varus mid.
Exactly, and on the other side we have the Xayah jungle and the Lucian port with the Trundle full AP mid. I'm so happy we get so well along.
I sadly need to confirm with the coaches here what happened. Give me just one moment.
It's okay. It's still a playable comp. Technically, you know. We've already had this happen on stream once, where one team locked in a Nunu and Zyra, but they in the end had to swap it out for Syndra and Olaf. So
wait, but that's so boring picks. But
it is.
Yeah, like people. Why do people not have fun anymore? But this Sion pick that rounds out the Caeli comp, like Sion is just a very for fun champion that gets like 800 HP from killing a minion. So
pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, and when you look at Lyra's team comp, it's like, yeah, Trundle's gonna ult him, but then you're hitting a Sion, and it's like, okay. Yeah. then the rest of the team just completely murders you, like.
Yeah, Caeli actually, if they do decide to go with the same team composition that they did in this version of a pro draft, we might see them take something else in the second phase, depending on how the rules are set. I'm not completely sure right now, but if this team comp does remain the same, they have a lot of, especially mid-game engage potential. They won't really have too much of a front line for Varus. However,
you have the sign. He's a goofball. That's enough.
Oh yeah, he's a nice little goofball with 5,000 HP.
You know, that's my favorite kind of goofball. But I just heard a little bird whisper. Wait.
Okay.
What?
Yeah, birds don't actually tend to whisper.
Yeah. You know, that's just what I tend to say because people think I'm crazy if I say that I can talk to birds. But somebody said that Zyra was Orianna, but I'm not sure about it. Potentially an Orianna.
Xayah was an Orianna.
Maybe.
Okay.
But like, let's just keep talking about what we know. That Caeli comp is like, if Lucian ever is like, hey, I'm gonna go up and scratch the back of this Sion, then the Sandra just comes jumping out of wall while the Talia just builds a wall, and then you absolutely get murdered. Like, I think Lyra has to play this extremely well to not just get booty blasted.
Yeah, I think Caeli will actually set up some really strong immigration policies representing one specific nation, because they will be going on the offense and also building a wall, as you said.
Yeah.
And
alright,
when
guys, so I'm just gonna jump in because otherwise you're not gonna stop talking before I am either.
True. Absolutely not.
Yeah.
So there is sadly still some issues with pro draft, and we do have a bug. So Lyra had issues picking the champions. This means that Lyra's coach and Caeli's coach is currently talking about what are we gonna do. They want to pick Orianna instead of the Xayah. When they clicked it, they got Xayah. So right now the coach.
Unreasonable. Definitely.
Yeah.
Orianna's Orianna's a bad pick. I don't know what to talk about. Xayah's a lot better.
Yeah, Xayah mid.
Yeah, Xayah mid. That's
Wait, Thresh mid and Lucian and Xayah bot lane.
Oh, I like the way you're thinking.
Yeah.
This is gonna be great. But
alright, I do hear right now from the coach from Caeli that they will allow the Orianna pick, and we will keep the rest of this draft. So it will be
Okay.
Lucian, Thresh, Trundle, Orianna, and then Swain for Team Lyra.
Okay. Makes sense, makes sense. I think that Orianna will be going to the support role and you will have AP Thresh in the mid lane. However, I am allowed to dream, but you know, this team may not be hallucinating.
You know, Kieran, I'm just imagine a situation
Okay.
where the opposing team is like, no, you're not allowed to to get the other ping. You're like, well, just gotta adapt on the fly, and then you have Saya in some weird position. But now, you know, that'd be tilting for the team that had to play the Saya. But now put yourself in a situation where the Saya just completely smack the enemy team.
Ooh, I like how you're thinking, but unfortunately,
How tilted would you actually be? Like,
I
if
think-
they were like, they mispicked and they still clapped us, like that. Oof.
yeah, I think Caeli would probably just instantly FF the second game if that happened. But however, we'll be seeing a
Probably true.
robot instead of a pigeon. You would actually be having this synergy where you would have two bird champions.
Yeah.
It's actually
pretty good.
Yeah, it's a secret passive. If you have more champions of the same species on the map, it actually gives you an Elder Drake buff. But you know, that won't happen this game, so we actually will have an even matchup.
Yeah, like it's just like such an unfair advantage. But like,
Okay.
imagine a case where like, if we have, do you think that they could use Fresh Lantern as like a birdhouse?
Oh, I didn't think of that.
Like these are the important things we have to consider here while we're just running through the pick and ban again.
See, I was the one talking about Nocturne Cheese, but suddenly a Thresh Birdhouse is like
Yeah,
it's like so much better.
Like that's the good thing, you know. Just for a moment, I saw Nysig hovering Cyan with Ignite. I hope we would have the strategic the strategic dying Cyan.
Okay. Yeah.
Because that happens all the time in my solo queue games, but the problem is they don't really get tower damage. They just seem to die. Like they you know, it seems like they opened the post and they were like, okay, let me see, I have to die a lot, yes, and then you're just like, yeah, I got it, and then just closed it before like getting the essence of it all out. So
Yeah.
let's hope Nysync at least either read it all or just didn't see it at all.
Oh yeah, I mean that's pretty much the hope in the current meta. Hoping that you don't go to Reddit or your teammates at this point. I'm going to give you a fun fact about Sion. He is currently one of the most competed for champions that we have in the split. I believe he has around 80% pick ban rate. So
Makes sense.
It
Absolutely
makes sense.
bunk his champion.
Oh yeah, nerf it, please.
Yeah,
Rita.
please, for the love of God.
And we have actually seen it be played with a moderate success. I think he's sitting currently around 40% win rate. So, you know, he's
Moderately?
moderately. He's not too terribly OP, at least in terms of our league. But he is one of those champions that currently are probably going to be nerfed in just a bit. So, you know, we're enjoying him for as long as we can.
Or if you're an 80 carry player, you're probably not enjoying him. But you know.
Probably. However, especially if in this case you are KZ, because even when they do have Orianna, they don't actually have a really reliable way of shutting that Sion down. Lucian isn't really known for his way of dealing with tanks. He's mostly known for skirmishing and 1v1ing enemy AD carries. So when you have a Caeli lineup that has managed to get into the mid game and has actually managed to get some items and some early couple of kills, they will be a threat to be reckoned with. On the other hand, if Lyra managed to snowball the same way that we have seen them do, this could be a very dominant performance from them as well.
You know, when I look at these two comps, there's one thing I really get scared of when I look at the Lynx team comp compared to the Caeli lineup, because when you look at Lynx, it's like Swain is a mid-range mage, Orianna is like a mid-range mage, Lucian is a mid-range AD carry. When you then compare it to a Sion who just want to charge right into the head of you,
Oh yeah.
and you have the Talia that where you're very careful of what is it called? Of the you don't really want to step on the unraveled earth because then you can just get seismic shoved and then you die. And the zone control from Lysandra and the zone control from Brom and the all of Varus, you don't really want to step too close because then you just die. Like I feel like when you compare the range to the enemy champions, you're like, damn,
Yeah, Caeli
We should have picked something with longer range.
Yeah, Caeli have a much better teamfighting composition, and on the other hand, Lyra have a better skirmishing one. So it will actually come down to, can Caeli survive the early pressure that Lyra will inevitably force upon them, and can they get into the mid game, or will Lyra just completely take over and, as you said, just probably clap the mentally tired lineup of Caeli after the first game.
You know, there's another thing that talking about this that's interesting, because Swain could go kleptomancy here, which is just like the big ball move, right? But so in top lane, Swain should have the priority against Sion, and Orianna is probably going to get pushed in by Lysandra just because Lysandra's abilities are more potent of pushing early, and then bot lane you should have priority with Lucian. So it's like junglers should be freed up to do a lot of weird stuff this game. So
yeah, you're completely right, and Trundle is actually going to have the advantage in this case, given that Talia doesn't really want to 1v1 someone, especially if she manages to somehow get herself caught out in the jungle skirmish. She is just going to be smashed down by that club of this nice little troll, just because she is so squishy and has really no way of actually dealing with a one-on-one CQC.
Yeah, Trundle's gonna show that guy how he got treated with his own club. Like,
okay.
I think we're in for a beating here, but
there's some social commentary lying there somewhere.
There definitely just some not okay stuff lying in there too, but that's not what we're here for. But like, when you look, the Orianna is a very immobile champion, so if ever what is it called? This champion, Lysandra, ever gets rolling, she walks up, she presses ult on Orianna, she has to use her cleanse, then she just does it again, then Orianna dies. Like, it's really easy for them to make a gank setup. So if you are kill call, you have to be extremely patient and extremely wary of your positioning.
Yeah, and we mentioned this, that Killcore is one of those players that can collapse really quickly, even if there is a little bit of pressure in the lane. So going against a lineup where you have Lysandra who can set up pretty much any gank you want, paired up with a jungler that also brings in that CC to chain it up with Lysandra, you'll be really scared of performing anything, really. So I think it's going to be exciting to see if he actually does have the one individual ball to make those plays.
Yubin is like the pinnacle of human intelligence. Like, he is making the big brain play and taking Aftershock, you know? Aftershock is just insanely OP on that champion, but it's so incredibly boring to watch. But I will make an argument that when you're playing Lysandra against Orianna, it's probably not the most optimal thing. Simply just because, like, Orianna's not gonna dive on you. Orianna's not like Irelia. Like,
yeah, you could go.
Yeah, okay. I think what's that keystone called? That Airy thing? Yeah.
Airy.
I think that could be made an argument for it, because the center should never like dive into the enemy team. Should just try to like create space. So I don't know. I'm bad at the game. I'm just here pretending I know stuff.
It's okay. She will actually, in the mid game, the Aftershock rune will help her with some more tankiness, especially if she manages to get, 2 Zonias. Compared
please don't. No.
That actually happened.
That's nightmare stuff. Please don't.
Yeah, that happened in, I believe it was actually yesterday's game. So if you're watching that,
Zonias and then you get the what's it called, the stopwatch? Yeah, no, please.
She does have the inspiration as her second rune page, so
yeah, but she just took the minion dematerializer and probably the time warp tonic, because that thing is definitely balanced.
Time warp tunic is tonic.
Tonic, right?
Tonic. I have no idea.
But we're just seeing the. I like how red team's like, they're gonna invade. They're gonna do some stupid shit and just stacking 5 men in their own base.
And we've seen a lot of invades happen.
Killcore, what is he doing? What is this ward? What? Killcore could have warded the buff. That. But yeah.
Okay.
We see also Nysig, he has taken the glacial augment, and he's about to, like, he's so ready to clap this Swain.
Oh yeah, but Swain will have the priority, as you said, in the lane. He should actually bully Nizik out before he manages to get.
But Nysek will clap him. If not in this life, he'll do it with his passive. We'll get him.
That will depend.
He will get him, trust me.
Eventually, okay.
Eventually he will hit him, at least once, and proc it.
Oh yeah, he will probably give him a slap or two with those...
Can we actually, like, after the game, can we check how effective the Keystones was? Like, as you know, normally when, like, if you play a game, then you can see it. I don't know if we can see it as spectators. Because I actually want to see, like, if he even procced it once this game.
That's what, the Glacial Augment?
Yeah.
I mean, I think he will proc it, you know, at least once. I think that's a
mini
fair
game.
statement.
Quick guess. How many times do you think he'll proc it? Just
how many? Okay, so you're essentially asking me how many times he's going to auto attack someone in a possibly 40-minute game.
Yes.
I have no idea.
I'll say 15.
You're going to say, okay, well, I'm gonna go say 30,
Okay.
just for the sake of argument.
Yes. So, right now, as we said, Swain has the priority top lane, Lucian and Fresh has the priority bot lane, and Lissandra has the priority mid lane. See,
Yeah.
I'm not that bad at this.
You're not that bad at this,
Yeah,
indeed.
I swear. I followed along at some point.
Yeah. Orianna actually isn't losing too heavily against this Lissandra. She does have the worst push before the level 3, so, you know, it's understandable. However, now they do
bot
have
lane?
all their spells.
Destiny! Here comes the cuss of blow. He will get stunned. Will he knock him back? He outbursts stunned Barbo. If he flash, he gets knocked back, and that should be first blood to Frensia.
Yeah, and we talked about how they have to snowball. They have to get a couple of early kills to make sure that they can reach that mid game effectively and early enough that Lyra actually don't manage to snowball. And I'm just looking at top lane and seeing Nice get bullied, so it reminds me of
It reminds me of my school life.
Okay, I was going to say that, but I wasn't sure if it's actually stream friendly. Regardless.
But you know, the good thing top lane is that, like, Swain is actually running fairly low on mana already, and he actually hasn't managed to poke Nice always. Oh, there's engaged mid lane, she gets rooted up, he procs Aftershock, but she should be able to run away. Talia is coming down, she gets the passive move speed now, she should force a flash. Oh, he predicts it, but he misses. Wait, Destiny is a baller. What?
He did predict it well, but unfortunately not well enough to actually hit it, so that's a bit unlucky.
You know what? Look, this is a great day from Destiny. He missed the unwound earth in the skull crab, but it doesn't matter. But
we don't talk about that.
But he gets double crab because Craner didn't want it. Like, that's Craner just donating to, like, that's just charity, this thing.
Yeah, I am a bit surprised that this Trundle actually didn't decide to go for any skirmish whatsoever. I think it may be some Sejuani syndrome where you definitely just want to get the level 6 first, however now he's in top lane.
Yeah. Oh, there's a gang top lane. The pillar is used, there's no drawback from Hunike. It gets up just a cooldown, he draws him back, the teleport comes in from Hylian, but Nysek don't want to flash. Here comes, he's rooted up, he should get back to the Seismic Shaft. It goes down, Destiny now involved in both kills for lanes. Lanes. Caeli.
Lyra Caeli.
I remember which teams are playing, don't worry about it.
Yeah, you just mistake it sometimes.
Yeah.
It happens.
I know what I'm saying.
It happens.
But you know, I like how Nysek is like, he just made the big balls play. He's like, no, I'm not gonna flash. no, you, and then he just dies. Like, I respect it.
Yeah, I mean, he's giving us the double lift treatment, you know. He's gonna be
he's saving it for next game, baby.
Yeah, he's saving it to the actual second half of the split.
Yeah.
So
Hunike is trolling right now, by the way.
Is he?
Yeah, he's just half like. He should not push, he should just base and teleport back, but he's like, no, I want to give him all this farm. So Nysek just he died and got all the way back to lane and lost like 3 creeps. Like, come on, Hunike, you can do better than that, boy, baby.
Yeah, he could have had pushed, however, he was low on mana, and if he had actually pushed, he did know that Nysek did have his TP up, so it does make sense that he didn't decide to push it. However, I wanted to talk about the importance of the rotations that we've seen from Caeli. that teleport play onto the top
there
lane.
comes a hook
I'm
on
sorry.
Legend Project. He gets flipped back. Trump is there. He could be used to stand behind. He used to flash instead. Lucian dashes in. Used to stand behind me, please. And he uses his wall. It's all good.
Or okay, I thought that Talia was actually going to do something there, but alas, I am proven wrong.
Oh, but she is still standing down there. She is looking. She just picked what. Never mind.
Yeah, no worries about it. And we actually.
I see it on my way ping mid lane. And Simon's roaming down. This is about to be a 3-man gangbang mid lane. Never mind.
Yeah, Kilgore actually doesn't have his flash.
He goes in. Oh, she uses cleanse. Wait. He could just flash ulted and she dies. Guess not. That's fine.
It's okay. It's okay.
They get the cleanse. Repeat.
Yeah.
Pull out the target, put it on the Oriana's back. Let's go for that 10 more times, please. Thank you.
Yeah, just about 10. Maybe
Yeah,
9.5, maybe.
No, it has nearly 200 seconds cooldown. That's at least an attempt every 20 seconds. That's fine. Yeah, that seems good.
Okay, I like your strategy that you're proving. Okay, so I was going to talk about how how Caeli are playing to their win conditions, and Lyra actually aren't really allowed to play the game right now. There is a minor CS lead in the mid lane, however that isn't going to be the most troubling lane for Caeli to hold, given that, you know, Oriana, if she is ahead, she is still a threat to your team, but, you know, nothing terrible.
Given the fact that Lissandra doesn't care about farm, she just presses her ultimate.
Yes,
exactly.
She has that one skill button, and if you have literally anyone else in your lane...
It's the only thing important in your arsenal.
Yeah, pretty much.
Look at the bot side though, look at all these juicy wards. Just a shame that they didn't see this blue ward in the pixel bush, but besides that, really nice control of the bot side quadrant of the jungle. That's lovely.
And lovely. And you see Lyra paying a lot of respect to the jungler. They know that Destiny has it at level 6. He does have the Weaver's Wall.
He proc Glacial Lockman, I saw it.
Yeah, okay, I wasn't going to keep count of it, so...
I didn't, I just camera randomly panned up and I saw it, so I just want to make it known that now, at least one... Oh, this is a Drake at some bot lane.
This should actually be free.
Yeah, Trundle is top lane. I don't know if they knew he was, or they're just like, yeah, he's top lane for sure. But they're going for it right now, which is the important part. They just spotted out, they maybe go for the gank top lane, but he has ult from side. Oh, he tries to sidestep it, but he goes back into it. Please flash this time, don't make a double lift, never mind. Flash comes in from Crane, he flashes out this time, but he should get down to the subjugate, never mind. 48 HP, all chat not even close. But
GG, spam that emote, and...
He nearly made a double lift right there, and then like flash and still die. But you know, it's not about how many mistakes you do. It's about the times you do it right. Am I right?
Yes. I'm going to agree with you.
Unless you do it wrong 1,000 times, then you should stop.
Yeah, then you should probably like reevaluate your life decisions or something.
Then you should probably reevaluate the fact that you're not flashing every time. But
yes,
hey, you know. We talked about how Simon was going to struggle in CS, but he's actually up 5 CS. I think Hunika misplayed somewhere along the lines.
Yeah, he definitely isn't punishing Sion too hard right now. However, you do have the corrupting potion, which right now is still incredibly strong, and gives you just so much sustain. So it's understandable that this lane is still going even, given that Swain isn't the biggest lane bully. He is still a mage.
But you know what?
Yes.
Wayne's tower has taken more damage than Sion's, because Sion's tower hasn't even taken damage.
Ooh, and he has also proc the Glacial Augment.
And he has proc, like, right now, Nice Thing's actually having a field day. Like, he gets to use his keystone, and he gets to smack the enemy tower. Like, this is actually a life of Sion right here.
Yeah, however, for Lyra, this is actually going to become a really scary game to play, because they are currently 1,000 gold down. And if they don't manage to snowball, then there is no way for them to win the later team fights. Just because, as we said, they don't have a real front line, they don't have a strong way to deal with that Sion, who right now is just doing his job of
he procced it again.
Okay, that's just...
Yeah, as you're saying, like, Sion is just gonna be even bigger goofball the more farm he gets, so...
Yeah, there's something oddly satisfying about seeing Swain just be slowed by this freeze effect.
Yeah, that's why we're counting it. Oh, he used Path of Doom to come flashing from Fresh. He flashes both Shockwave and the hook. Really good flash from Pivot, but slightly a missed opportunity right there from the flash onto Kha'Zix. He goes down. Here, Lucian. Oh, he predicts the what? He's monster. The concussive blows blow, and he gets that. What? Legend Project, you're monster.
You're a monster, and this man is known for his Braum. He does have the 6-1 KDA on the solo queue, however.
This fight getting bot lane, he gets flipped back, he is very, very low. They proc the concussive blow, there's a lantern. Can he take it? No, he still goes down. The flashing from they can't teleport in from top lane, both of them are fighting. The cleanse comes out from the end with a flash for flashes, and oh, she does not get knocked up. Frenzy is taking tower range. Braum is going on a mission for himself to get the hit. He is chasing now, he doesn't go for it. This the smite and the attack, he goes down, the flip comes back, Fraser very low, he did have the aftershock, the box goes down, can they get him? He has one auto attack to go, Lucian comes in, can he turn it around? He does have calling, this could put a lot of hurt down, but he even comes in and says, no you don't, and that's first blood tower. Okay, so we just went from like a 2 in action to like a 10 in action, and now we're like 4,000 gold ahead for the Caeli lineup.
And Lyra are currently just getting outclassed by Caeli in so many aspects. Usually you see Lyra making those proactive plays with the usage of Kreiner on a really gank-reliant champion, which tends to be either the Sejuani or Zac. So I was actually excited to see him perform on a dueling champion, however he actually hasn't managed to find some of those opportunities to invade Talia, and now Lyra are suffering because of it.
Yeah, and that Q from Legend Project, that guy's a flippin' monster. Like he predicts the flash. Like he is a monster.
No, he is a legend.
Oh, you know that's true. You know, okay, I'll give you that one. Okay, so now we see the lane setup where we have Sion bot lane, while basically we just have Australian lanes right here, where the team of Lings just decide, nope, we don't want to have that. But I actually think that this benefits Caeli, because they can like Sion, if he's playing this smart, he can just clear this for a long time, or it actually becomes a problem. Okay, Jake's another hook. He could go in, he has the unstoppable onslaught. Tavia is bot lane, but she decides against it. But I think this is very good for them. If they actually if they commit for it, they should be able to get the first blood tower. Or second blood tower.
Second blood tower. Yeah, it is actually really great for Caeli, because as you said, Sion can just look up so much damage, excuse my English. And Swain cannot really, so you will have this really high.
The thing with Swain is that right now he has a 1-stack Rod of Ages and no stopwatch. So right now, if you are Caeli, what you do right now is that you send to your mid lane, then you push out, and then you say, okay, listen up, Hunike. I have a deal. Either you get the flip out of here, or we kill you. Oh, the Hex Flash. Oh, he flays. Oh, he used the Pro-Villain. He could turn this. The Shockwaves come down. They're very low. Why did he self-ult? You could have killed the Orianna. No, he's gonna get punched. He gets chunked back, and he goes down. Here comes Legend Project. He knocks up the fresh Higgs. Oh my god, Killcore just got murdered.
Nicey just I'm a bit dumbfounded from that, just because that was so beautiful how Sion just came running in like the unstoppable train and just sort of land Killcore.
You know, the most scary thing is when you hear like, coward, and just like, oh no. And like, oh no. And then you just see a guy fly up the river, you're like, oh no. And then as soon as you know, then it's just like, bam! And you're just dead. Like, it feels just as bad every single time.
Yeah, you have the manifestation of horror in the form of Nocturne, however, what's more terrifying? A giant rock man zombie running at you, or just this random weird black blob just sort of flying towards you menacingly?
They might overstay here. They gets the corrupting chains onto Fresh. He goes for the hook. His destiny. Can he try and make that? He has no flash. Oh, here comes Trundle. They have the pillar. There's team play. He does not take the cone on. You know, that could have been a Team Liquid one where like use it just too quick so he does not get over the wall and they die. Like, that's my favorite one. But finish up the very important point, you know, obviously very relevant to the game. Imagine playing against like Malphite, Sion, Ornn, Nocturne.
Oh
right?
no.
So Nocturne procs his ult, Cyan comes charging in, the Ornn ult, you can't see where it's going, and then Malphite just like BAM! And then maybe Galio too or something. Like, I think that is Nightmare right there. Oh!
Yeah, that is just pure FF at 15 minutes material right there.
If you're an AD carry player there, just like nope. I just dodge right here.
However, something that is slowly starting to become FF material for the team of Lyra is this 5,000 gold lead. Yeah. And they needed to snowball. Yeah, and they needed to snowball.
Okay.
However, they aren't really achieving that right now. And with every passing minute, the lineup of Caeli will just become more and more terrifying. Even though you are lacking Nocturne, Malphite, and Ornn, you still have one member of the holy quad
the Goon Squad, baby.
The Goon Squad, yeah.
It's not because I like to interrupt you, but I just for a minute thought that Destiny stole the Scuttle Crab with an auto, and if that had happened, I definitely think we're entering FF territory.
Yeah, we talked about the tilt and stealing a Scuttle Crab. Yeah, so right now, Lyra, they possibly just should be looking to be thinking about it.
Look, the butt bush. They're setting up for a pincer. Vodka is probably gonna get clapped, never mind.
And Nysik is coming from mid.
That's the synergy, double pink one in the same bush. But right now they have mid prior. Oh, what is Orianna doing? He clapped her, the Glacial Augment, go for her! The rest of the team is collapsing, but no. Okay. No, I'm getting too hype, I'll stop it.
No, it's okay. It's okay. You're allowed to get hype.
We need it, baby. But like, right now, Lucian is at a point where like he should be far ahead of Varus in damage and items, but he's not. He's actually 40 CS behind. Like, this is not a state you want to be in if you're Lucian, because now you just get super outscaled already.
Yeah, and Varus does have those 3 kills as well, unlike the Lucian. So with that item advantage, P is sitting on those 2 composites, but regardless, he is going to be dealing just so much more damage, especially in this team composition. And Talia at this point is just becoming a giant monster.
Talia is just like the most scary champion if you get ahead. Oh, they have started the Ocean Drakes. It's down to 2,000 HP. The Rift Herald is summoned too. This is gonna be crazy. The Shockwave is flashed right in the backside. He barely misses the knockup. It is secured by the blue team. Here comes Sion. The corrupting chains is spraying. It is down. Swain ult and pops before he even can pop it. The Glacial Tomb is available. He flashes onto Orianna. She cleanses. But they do
a double kill for Lissandra.
They do not decide to chase any further, even though they were cut off from the rest of the team, but they have the inside track on the mid lane. With a Herald, there should be 2 towers going down in favor of the red team.
Yeah, and they could actually just look to push it even further, as Baron actually won't be spawning for 30 more seconds, and the lineup of Lyra still actually hasn't managed to back completely. You have no ultimates from Caeli.
That's another point from Shelly. Will it go down, or will they take the inhib tower to already crack the place pre 20 minutes? They don't.
Yeah, unfortunate.
You know, I think this is why I lose a lot of solo queues games, because I'm like, come on, man, you could just have taken that tower. Like, I think I buy too much into the hype.
Well, maybe. Or maybe it's just your teammates that you should report after every game.
You know, I'm pretty sure I've played a couple of games with you, and I'm pretty sure I reported you after that one. Oh, Vodka? No mind, he misses the hook. Oh, yeah, and he forced out the flash from Destiny.
Okay, so we actually don't talk about the games that you reported me just because I was playing movement speed Teemo.
Yeah, that was a tragedy.
That was a tragedy. However, a tragedy. This game
they could win. Oh, the teleport comes out from Nysik, and he cancels it.
Oh, unfortunately.
I just as I said he cancelled it, I saw somebody pop the blast cone, but I thought it was one of the red team. I was like, oh no, he just got betrayed by his team.
Yeah, but now Nysik does have the...
No. You know, every time I see the seismic shove, I'm just like, oh, because I know somebody could just get fucking... somebody could just get one-shot immediately.
However, Nysik does have the unstoppable install, so they could go for another engagement.
Teleport from Heaven into mid lane. They have the inside track in mid lane right now. If they can just stop him, they will crack the base already. Nysik is on the chase. He has to stop the entire team from going here. Destiny is mid lane right now. He does not have the wall yet, so he cannot completely cut it off, but the mid tower is very, very low. They are going in. The calling is used, but they does crack the tower. Really, really good rotation from the red team right now, and they should just back out.
Yeah, they could back out, or they could also just re-engage once again. They still do have the stronger team fighting. Lyra right now, they should just be looking to catch 1 or 2 players out from Caeli. However, if they played well, there is no possible way for Lyra to actually execute that. They do have a lot of vision in and around the Baron Pit, so that could be one of the places where they can set up that death bush. But right now, Caeli are just so dominant.
But right now, it's actually a really scary spot for Caeli, because right now, Sign is bot lane, he does not have teleport because he used it before, and Talia recently just based, oh, X-Slash, he is channeling it, and he does not go over the wall.
Okay, he's into the wall.
Yeah, he decided that was not going to happen, but right there, if Lynx had been decisive, they would just have run to the Baron and be like, okay, your jungle just based and Sign just ran bot lane. What are you doing? And then just take the Baron.
Okay, I'm just
vodka?
sorry for vodka.
Oh, no, he take it in. He died. He kills himself.
That's a great support, however.
He should go down here. Demon Flare is pop. Destiny is pop. Oh, Lysandra with the huge glacial tomb in the back line. Case it goes down, but she will trade herself for it. That's a 2 for 2. That's really good for the blue team.
That is great for the blue team that they are managing to get those couple of kills on board. However, right now you have just Orianna, who will be having that damage, and on the other hand, you have Varus, which is going to be dealing a lot of damage behind that Sign wall. So, when we're talking about upcoming fights, if Caeli managed to find one, it's going to be detrimental for Lyra.
Yeah, we're grasping at straws. Like, we have to be like, this is okay. Like, trading 2 for 2 when you're 7,000 gold behind at 23 minutes, that's good.
Essentially.
Especially when Vodka was like, you know what, I got tired of life, and then he just drags himself over the unraveled earth and basically kills himself. But, you know,
he did set up a kill.
He did set up a juicy shutdown. But if you are Lynx right now, and you're Lyra, if you're Lyra right now and you're this far behind, every single time you can trade even, you're happy. Like, you don't eventually outscale as you may would hope, but if you could just drag this out to like super late game where you could just like hope that the enemy team makes one mistake and just lose the game off it, then like that's better odds than what you have right now, basically.
Yeah, I think that Lyra right now just should be thinking about the next game and how they are going to play it. I think that they should just put priority onto Kreiner getting that gank heavy jungler. It was open, both Sejuani and Zac, and Caeli did have the Talia be picked up, so if they do that in the second game as well, just because they say, well, you know, the first one went so well.
Yeah, sorry.
Yes? No, Zac or Sejuani could go unpunished. Okay. Yes.
We're so bad at this. I just want to draw your attention to look at all those pink boards in the inventory of the red team. Like, this is beautiful. This is what I want to see.
Ooh.
Makes me happy inside.
That's really pink in that inventory.
Well, they changed it now to red, but red wards sounds stupid. So yeah, it's very pink.
Yeah, we don't talk about red wards here.
No. But right now, what you want to have...
Oh no, vodka.
Oh, what? Oh, he gets the hook onto Lysandra. No, he misses the flay, no more comes of it. But right now, what you ideally want to happen is Rudiger to get a massive flank onto to Varus, but the problem is, he just can't. Like, they have no wards behind them, and if he eventually gets in there, he has to blow stopwatch immediately to not just get exploded, and whenever he comes out, Destiny's just like, oh well, you have just been immobile, I'm just gonna flip you over and then you die. Like, it's a very, very hard position to be in.
And the problem for Lyra right now, if they actually do manage to shut Frenzy down, even if you kill Varus, you will still have this Talia, who deals a buttload of damage. So it's not like you can shut down just one person and be content to fight the rest of it. You'll actually have to get 2 shutdowns to actually win a team fight.
But these are 2 ocean dragons.
Ooh.
Oof. Now, can you feel the salt? I mean, can you feel the sustain coursing through your veins?
I think that if I were to go for some salt, I actually just would go into all chat rather than the ocean drakes.
Yeah.
However,
yeah, the salt content is probably higher. You're probably right. But you know, when you look at this game, like if you have to find positive spots right now for Lyra as the coach, you're like, okay, so got 4 kills and 0 towers so far. and have been completely outplayed across the map. What do we change? Like, I think you're in a very hard position as a coach right now to actually like find something positive to play off. Oh, the hooks goes in, he hits Project, but oh, there comes out the Glacial Tomb, he flash. Oh my god, he gets flipped back and destroyed. Destiny is on point, and I may think you should consider banning that till the next game.
Yeah, and that was just so unfortunate that Legend Project managed to hit the Glacial Fissure at the very tip of the hitbox. Just the tip.
Right now, if I were Caeli, I would just go try to get priority over the Baron pit and then just take the Baron. But they say, nope, you know what? We're better players than you, that's why we are not on the bench and casting. So they go in and take the top lane tower, but and just further cementing their own gold lead. 8,000 gold in the lead right now.
Yeah, and Caeli don't have to go for any of these big 50-50 Baron plays just yet. They are the ones scaling, they are the ones ahead. So they can just be happy with slowly and methodically taking apart Lyra bit by bit, limb by limb. Probably a bit gruesome.
I was about to say that's a pretty like gruesome way to kill somebody, but you know, everybody has their own thing. I'm not gonna judge. But,
okay.
but you know, I think on the other side, if you are the coach for Caeli right now, I think one thing that you should take notice of is how many times you place down a buttload of wards and how little they actually reward you, because every single time, like you see, like they bought 800,000 pink wards before, and now every single one is cleared again. Like Caeli is not really contesting their vision. They're just like, oh, this shiny thing, and then just puts it down in the bushes, like then just forgets about it.
I'm improving my vision score.
Yeah, he's just like, oh, I'm gonna pad my vision score, and just sells all this item, puts down pick, was like, yes, that's nice, and then just forgets it there, and like enemy team just clears it immediately. I think that if you had seen like more battle warding this game, just going up being like, I put a pink ward here, if you come to clear it, we just camp a bush and then we kill you. Had that happened more this game, I actually think that Caeli could just have blown the game wide open. Oh, yeah, Swing gets knocked up. They're probably gonna go for the dive right here. Why did he drop tower? He goes in, the Mind Session is pop. Again, the Glacial Fissure is propped. He goes in. Varus is tanking the tower because Sion decided he didn't want to, and a massive ultimate from Swain, and that also spells the doom of Nightsack. The Glacial Ultimate is coming in strong right here. He does slow him down, but in the end he is rooted up and does not do anything more than kill a minion.
And this is actually really great for Lyra. This is a situation that Caeli managed to find themselves in their fight against Draco, and if you watch that game then you'll know that they actually managed to lose one influential team fight in the late game and proceeded to just lose the game as a whole. And right now Lyra can just go and set up their vision, possibly push out this tier 1 turret at mid, get their first turret of the game, and actually look to come back into this game, even though
comebackable.
Everything is comebackable, by the way.
But you know, when you look at that play, the biggest and most massive misplay you saw that was Nightsack. As soon as they started off the play, he just walked out of tower aggro, so Frenzy got the tower aggro.
Yeah, definitely some miscommunication there.
That's definitely not optimal.
Yeah, and Caeli, we talked about
Vodka?
Baron, oh no!
Destiny invoked the help of Baron Nash on the red team and kills off Vodka. This is huge.
And this is just unfair for
so
Lyra.
Much pressure. Yeah, like, do you know when you're like 1v10 and everybody's like, how can you be that? Well, Baron helped. But this should signal the start, or at least this should at least demand an answer. And when they answer, they should just be able to turn with all their engage. You see Legend positioning very heavily towards to try and stop here.
Oh, this is
terrible.
Very
good wall. Amazing ultimate. Forces out the flash from Oriana. Beat up off the ball. You could get an insane shockwave right here. That's what we have to see right now. The 3000 elo shockwave. The Colin comes out, does absolutely nothing, misses everything, but Frenzy stood and tanked the Baron for a long time, so he is really low. He has to go back and try and lifesteal up a bit with his Blade of Ruined King.
Yeah, and Caeli actually managed to Lyra actually managed to force Caeli off of that Baron.
Don't worry, I do it all the time.
Yeah, it will delay the game by just a bit. You know, maybe they did watch the Caeli against Draco game and they thought, hey, these guys actually do throw their game in the later stages of it. So, you know, maybe we can play for that right now. And if they manage to win it in the late game, just by Caeli losing one big fight, I think that Caeli would be so tilted.
Well, I see 2 sticks in the inventory of Hyvian right here, and I'm pretty sure that 2 sticks and 1,100 golds makes a hat. So as soon as he has that hat, I expect Killcore, who has 30 magic resist right now, to get murdered. Oh my god! Frenzy nearly flashes into the hook of vodka, and that would have definitely spelled a free Baron for Lyra, and definitely the head rolling from the red team.
Yeah, and these are one of the missteps that we talked about when Caeli lost that game. And it's clear that some of these mistakes haven't been actually cleared up from that lineup, so...
Caeli is trying to 1v1 with a team fighting comp, and so they just lose all pressure over that Drake. Hyvian pushing in the top lane, but it's probably just gonna back off and not eventually get anything out of it.
Yeah, a bit strange. They could just go for another team fight and just end it all.
Straight for the Baron. They may think that they're on it, but Vodka is in the front here. Will he get put down?
And Nisek does have the teleport as well.
Look at Hyvian. Hyvian is behind. He could get a massive flank in the choke point right here.
That could be terrifying.
The teleport comes in from Nisek. Corrupting chains is really good right here. There's a full disengage. The demonic players on. Sion is zoning the entire team. Hyvian is in the backline. He kills Lucian. He's on the Orianna to this entire backline. He goes down. Nisek's killed Kramer. And now we just see Sion. He flashes. He hits them up. The ult comes in from Talia. Build a wall. Let's go. She's onto the Swain. Swain tries to survive, but there should be no way he survives. Vodka goes back into trying to help his team, but he gets knocked back. And that's a clean ace from Caeli, and that should spell the end of this game.
Yeah, that should be the game. You mentioned Hyvian in the back line. He managed to just get into the back line as well. Road up, everyone. Get a nice little solo kill onto Killcore. And right now, they should be happy with how they managed to perform. Before the show, we talked about the implications of this game. And the coach of Lyra said that they'll be happy if they just manage to take one game away from Caeli. So, maybe they'll be looking to do that in the second game. However, so far, Caeli have looked really clean, even though they did go for the 1-3-1 in the end.
Yeah, besides the few fumbles that they made, which looked really, really bad because they nearly cost them a lot. Besides that, I actually felt like they played pretty clean in this game. Especially, like, Hyvian was not the most influential player throughout the game, but in the end, where he makes that insane flank and just kills Orianna and what's it called? Orianna and Lucian instantly, I think that was, like, I think that determined the entirety of the game.
Yeah, you're essentially fighting what are two control mages that love playing in choke points, and you fought them in a choke point. So
yeah, it's essentially.
Probably not. I wouldn't assume it.
You know what?
Yes.
Do you remember the bet we made in the start of the game? That
oh, the glacial augment?
Yeah. I went to check. There's this tab called runes, but they're only gonna show me Hunicus. So
okay.
I guess we'll never know who was the superior caster.
Superior analyst. Oh well, we always say that it's me, so I think we can stick to it.
Yeah, I think we should just stick to it then. Yeah. Who am I to go and say otherwise?
Yeah, and I suppose that this will be it from us for now. And we'll see you all in the second game to see if Caeli can just close out this game very confidently, or if Lyra can actually manage to come back and do a nice little river sweep.
Tell me where do I go, tell me where do I take us. Your heart is starting to slow, may the water be safe. As I die I get up, time is barely on our side. I don't wanna waste what's left. The storms we chase are leading us, and love is all we'll ever trust. Yeah, no, I don't wanna waste what's left. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, and on we'll go.
So, hello everyone, welcome back to the series between Caeli and Lyra. I think I am not meant to be doing the introduction, however, my name is Karen, and I'm also here together with the lovely voice of the man named Bimza. How are you?
Thank you. I'm feeling very fine, especially after last game. I definitely think like if you were feeling like a bit like slow and not really like pumped, like I think last game definitely like, with all the outplays and mechanical things, I definitely feel like last game that's the sort of stuff that gets you to wake up.
Yeah, and we did go into a 10-minute pause because I'm not sure who, but some of the players did go for the 10-minute break that we are actually mandated to give them. So they could talk about their feelings, and possibly make a strategy for the second game.
But you know, it's nice. I could just wash my dishes, so like everything's fine now. Yeah, now I just need to read to tomorrow. So
production value.
Yeah, this is really good. So again, we see the first ban Veigar as we saw last time, and the LeBlanc. You know, do you think we're just gonna see a rollback? Everybody just be like, nope. It was just execution. Let's just run everything back again.
I actually think that Lyra should opt into a different playstyle, especially from the jungler. I think that Kreiner should get a priority for a more gank-reliant jungler, because clearly he is good at that, but in invades he just sort of falls apart. So I think that Lyra will see a different strategy this game. But I'm not surprised that they are still banning the same champions, given that they don't really want their mid lane to collapse from the first minute.
Oh, we see something different here. We see the Serenity ban, so we're not gonna see that, as we just talked about.
Caeli they did see that Kreiner was on a duelist and that they couldn't actually pull it off, so they take the Sejuani, who is his signature pick. Now there is still Zac open.
I think it's really smart.
Zac would be really smart, however, Caeli do reply with a Xin Zhao, so if Lyra do...
Definitely don't want to pick Zac into that.
Yeah, if they do manage to get that Zac into Xin Zhao, you will have a hard time, especially if Destiny, who is used to playing these carry junglers, will, well, carry his team by slaughtering you over and over again.
I feel like it's really intelligent drafting from Caeli, because they're saying, okay, you can play any duelist jungler. You're gonna play either Sejuani or Zac. Zac is really trash in the early game, and he basically just dies to his own camps. So it's like, if you're gonna pick Zac, then we're just gonna pick all snowballing lanes. And we're just gonna run over you. So I feel like it's really heads-up drafting.
Yeah. However, Lyra do have the double Frost champion combo. You have the Braum.
We talked about those combos.
Oh yeah, the Elder Drake. Right now you would actually be getting the Frost Drake, which isn't even in the game. So...
No, you should apply it to Riot's team. Like, make
I know,
like 100
right?
Drake. Yeah, so like you have 100 different elemental Drakes. Yeah, that'd be great.
Oh yeah, and you probably wouldn't know which one does what at the...
It's fine. You don't need to know. Like, it's basically just like, wow. You're just like, wow, this is great. And then just
wow.
Yeah, it's fine. Wow. And we see the Braum Lucian really strong bot lane against the Kai'Sa Leona. Like, Kai'Sa Leona, even though Kai'Sa is not the strongest lane, if Leona hits anything, it's like her E procs one time of the passive, then her Q procs another, and her ult procs another. So Kai'Sa basically has to auto 2 times to proc her passive, which is just like not fair.
Yeah, and it's smart that they do pick that Leona into something like the Lucian Braum, because Braum and Lucian do have such high kill priority in the bot lane. So picking something that spikes super early on will actually help you retain that kill pressure and possibly go for those early plays.
As we talked about, they just keep banning junglers here, and we see the Jarvan in. Don't know if it's gonna be jungle, but I assume it's gonna be jungle.
Yeah, I think it will be jungle.
Whoa! Azir.
Azir.
Like them.
Yeah, wait. And Azir is a sort of trademark champion of Havian. He mostly plays, at least according to his OPGG, he mostly plays Assassin, and then there is that one lonely Azir. So we will actually see his performance on it.
Pick.
We did see Nature.
You know, I mean, I'm gonna be honest. I don't like the draft from Caeli. I think it's really crappy. Like, you're like, okay, so we have an early game jungler. What do we need? Lanes that takes time. Like, it's just such a bad mixture. Like the texture of the composition is you have Xin Shao who want to gank and he want to snowball and he want to have early pressure. Like Kai'Sa just want to sit in lane because Braum Lucian is just gonna murder her if she tries anything. You have Leona, which is very anti-synergistic with just sitting in lane and doing nothing. Then you have Sion, who's like punching back.
He's Sion.
Yeah, like you don't really want to try and gank for a Sion. And you have Azir, who's like he's in a losing matchup against the Lissandra, so you don't really want to do that either. Like I think it's a very poor comp from the side of Caeli.
Well, it isn't quite poor, I would say, at least. You do have, as you said, you don't really have the priority in the early game, however, you do have the guarantees in the form of Azir and Kai'Sa. You will have the Xin Zhao that will actually manage to bully Jarvan, because Jarvan isn't the strongest duelist. He will be just going for those ganks. Kreiner has played Jarvan in some of his games on stream, and he has proven that, you know, he can play it. Could be also Aatrox jungle, but I don't think that's going to happen.
But the problem springs out in the fact that when you have this in Shao, like he's gonna absolutely demolish Jarvan. But in the case that you're not gonna have pressure in mid lane.
Well, yeah, you actually
not
will,
have pressure in top lane.
You will have pressure in mid lane because Azir is one of those counter picks. Into Lissandra, you do have the range advantage, and you will actually have a much better shove throughout all of laning phase. So you will have the priority of those 2v2 skirmishes going with that jungler. However, Lissandra can still set up a very deadly gank with the Ice Tomb, but Azir can sort of just hop right out of it. So I actually really like Caeli's draft. They are going for something similar to what we saw in game 1. They have drafted some early game playmaking potential from the Sion and Xin Zhao, which I think we will see mostly paired up together. And you also have the late game guarantees in the form of Kai'Sa and Azir. So again, they will look to teamfight, they will look to scale, and just make sure that Lyra, again, cannot snowball, because if you have that Lucian and Aatrox that have that couple of early kills, you will be one sad monkey.
Yep, agreed. But I can see the argument in being like, yes, Xin Shao is like an early game jungler, so you want to use him as a bridge champion into the power, or into the time where Azir and Kai'Sa is strong. But what people often fail to realize is that if you have Xin Shao who's just running at you being like, I'm a strong champion, but the rest of my champions are not champions until they hit 4 items, then Xin Shao's just gonna die and it doesn't matter. And then you have a useless jungler because he's died 8 times, and you have champions that need to scale. So I feel like that you definitely want to pick at least one champion that actually has some priority in lane. For example, like pick, I don't know.
Well, Azir will have that priority in mid lane. So it isn't terribly, the Caeli draft isn't terrible. It does rely on those lanes not going too terribly behind. And for Lyra to actually snowball. So if Kreiner goes unpunished by that Xin Zhao, it can very easily snowball out of control for Caeli. But if Caeli just managed to get through the early game by getting either a couple of kills or just shutting those ganks from the Jarvan, they can very easily just win around 30 minutes as soon as Azir and Kai'Sa comes online.
Yes, definitely. In other news, I can inform that Draco did win game 1 over Lynx.
Interesting. Draco did also beat Caeli in the first week, so they are definitely looking to be the
Draco bigger
team.
than Caeli, bigger than Lyra?
Fascinating.
But we see there he's still sitting with that cleanse, obviously, because you don't want to get
Lissandra, yeah.
Don't want to get goon squatted. But I feel like a lot of pressure on Lyra. Yes, it is Lyra. I remembered this time.
Yes, correct.
Yeah, a lot of pressure on Lyra lies on Hunika to actually style on Nisek, and it also looks in the fact that Vodka and he sets us at 800 has to actually abuse Kai'Sa really hard, because else they're just gonna get super outscaled. So I think that if Lyra plays good, they have so much room to outplay and just mechanically style on the enemy team, but they also have to do that in case in case not to get run over.
Yeah, they have a really big outplaying potential. However, I think that we can expect level 2 gank coming from Xin Zhao, or possibly after Leona does manage to hit that level 2 as well. Something to help Kai'Sa through the early game, and after that, Xin Zhao can look to either play inside of Jarvan's jungle, or just position himself around the top lane, where if Unique, as you said, doesn't manage to style on Sion, he will be having a lot of trouble with that 1v2.
Sion is Sion.
Sion is Sion. But Aatrox can bully him given that Sion isn't ranged. I think that would make him just a bit OP, you know, if he kept his current skill set.
Yeah, probably.
A bit, just a tiny bit. So
What are you talking about?
He will survive the early laning phase. However, he should fall into a CS deficit really quickly if Unique plays it right.
Nope. I feel like we should play a game here. A game I want to call who and when are we going to see the level 2 gank? Because we have two of the most, like, two of the champions that want to gank the most at level 2 and try and cheese in Xin Zhao and Jarvan. So, first of all, do you think that we're going to see a level 2 gank from either of these two champions?
I think that it does make sense that Xin Zhao will go for the level 2 gank in bot lane, and also that Jarvan can go for the level 2 gank in the top lane. I would argue that if both of these junglers go for that gank straight up from their buffs, then Jarvan has more of a potential to actually set up a kill, more than Xin Zhao. However, you know, it's up in the air. If they wait for the level 2s, I think that there is a lot of kill potential for Caeli's bot lane.
Yeah, agreed. But, you know, I think that now it has to be said that I have my trusty sombrero and maracas laying beside me.
Okay.
Because I'm hoping that we see the level 2 gank come same place for both of these, and just turn in again to a bloodbath and absolutely maniac. Like that's what I'm hoping. Like I'm one of those people. I just want to see the world burn and like go crazy.
Okay.
But
yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Oh, and very important right here. We see Sion.
No, we're
again.
not doing that again.
He has the glacial augment. We're probably not gonna see how many times he proc this game, but I will say, it's definitely gonna be higher than last game.
Definitely. Especially if he does manage to get that Xin Zhao into his lane, I think that he can stack up those glacial augment hits even better than what we've seen in the game 1, given that it was a bit of an island. And this game, it should have more of a priority, especially from the side of Lyra, because they can look to snowball either top lane or bot lane, but both being as effective in terms of actual damage and kill threat. So it'll come down to their execution of it.
Definitely. I think a lot of this game will come down to execution. I can see I'm very far behind here in the game. So I just got loaded in now. Yeah, we golden now.
We good.
This is gonna be exciting. We see 5-man battle warding here. Come on, just face check. Let's get the action rolling.
Oh,
and first blood has been drawn. Not figuratively, not literally, but figuratively.
Okay.
First blood. Yeah, we're off to a swinging start here.
This is actually, you know, really satisfying just to see both 5-mans on just spread so evenly on the different sides of the map.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen like just completely just lined up like this.
Yeah, so coordinated. It's like we're watching an air show or something.
Yeah, like, oh my god! And even on stream, we're getting the amazing overview. This is fantastic. Like, we're doing it. Like, this is production value at its best.
Yeah, thank Mr. Joe.
Thank you, Mr. Joe. If you see this, you've been blessed by Mr. Joe. Reply in chat, thank you, Mr. Joe, to win your next ranked game.
Yeah, can we get thank
guaranteed.
Mr. Joe? Can we get just a thank Mr. Joe spam in the chat, please? Okay.
Thank you, appreciate it.
Yeah, we will see both of the junglers starting at the bot side of the map. Destiny will be quickly running over to top side, so he won't be going for that level 2 cheese gank that we mentioned.
Unfortunately.
Unfortunately. You did say that we want to see a Fiesta, and I completely agree with you. So it's a bit sad that we won't see that happen.
You know, when we look at it, I like how both, like, Caeli was like, oh, we see the owner, she's got Flash Legend Project, is very, very low. That's just very good understanding from Lyra when you hit level 2.
Yeah, and without junglers, Lyra do definitely have a stronger early game bot lane, and if the junglers don't come around for a while, they should actually just be able to bully Kai'Sa from reaching her goal of actually scaling and hitting those 2 items. So, right now, good job.
I feel like, especially with I got completely thrown off with that early engage. I feel like we saw the start where Caeli, they wanted both Skull Crabs, so they knew exactly where the jungler would be from Lyra, yeah. But Lyra's like, nope, that's not gonna happen. We don't want a ward. So right now they're completely blind and have no information to work with at all.
Yeah, but the same goes for the side of Lyra. They don't have any vision in Destiny's jungle, so they're both equally blind, you could say. And again, it'll come down to who can get the first gank and who can actually snowball his lanes quicker. For the side of Lyra, it's more mandatory to actually snowball, so we will see Kreiner on more of a ganking duty rather than just going for those camps that he was sort of threatening to take away from Destiny. Okay, I was looking at the minimap and I thought that Kreiner was going to go for a play, however, I'm just blind, no worries. I'm as blind as the jungle.
We all get 1 or 2 of those.
Yeah.
It happens.
It happens, it's okay, man.
Brother, it's alright. But, so right now we see both jungles passing down towards the bot side, so hopefully something's gonna happen, because I'm feeling it. After game 1, I'm definitely feeling some early action right here.
Yeah, and I'm a bit surprised by Destiny not going more aggressive with his jungle pathing. I think it's a bit of a missed opportunity given that, especially on level 3, Xin Zhao can still shut down Jarvan super hard. However, he did manage to get the quicker clear, and will now have actual priority if he does decide to go for this bot lane gank that he's threateningly and menacingly moving to.
No, I just want to draw everybody's attention to the fact that Crab is spawning in bot side now, and it's an Infernal Drake. Like, if you're feeling some action, I think this is the correct setup for it. Oh, Killcore, he is moving down, he is between now.
This is scary.
Him. Oh, he jumps onto him, but Destiny is actually trolling. He chunks half the HP of Killcore, but does not force a flash because he's not patient. But still, very, very important. This should take priority for mid lane right now, for Hevian.
Yeah, Hevian will get the mid lane priority, however he could have actually secured the kill if he just decided to follow up with the jungler.
Oh, top lane? Can he hit the sweet spots? No, he completely misses him. There's nothing more to follow.
That's just unfortunate,
yeah,
honestly.
He tried to predict the flash, which has been the nature of this game so far.
Predicting the flash. Is that another minigame that we're gonna have?
No, like 3 or 4 times in game 1 they were like, we're gonna predict the flash. Oh, top lane? He flashes! Oh my god, and he even... No!
He does have the level 6! Unfortunate.
I like how Hunik is like, he used his W as like, yeah, and now you're gonna die to the second part of it. But then he got insecure about like, are you actually going to die for it? And then he went back in and had to use his ult. But really good, really well played by Hunik. And this was exactly what we talked about. We need to see Hunik actually get ahead in this early game, and that's exactly what he's doing right now.
Yeah, this is what they need. They need to actually snowball now. Caeli are replying by getting some of that vision in the bot side of the map.
And the juicy scuttle crab.
Oof.
Not to forget, yeah.
Getting that scuttle.
Oh, again, Killcore? Never mind, he gets out this time. Scot-free.
Scuttle-free, maybe, you could say. Okay, that was just bad, I'm sorry.
You know, I'll give you this one. You've been a good boy so far. I
Thank
think
you.
That one's justified.
Thank Mr. Bimsa.
This has to stop.
And
spamming the chat.
Yeah, getting this Scuttle Crab, especially against a gank-heavy jungler such as this Jarvan, will make his life a lot more difficult. Especially since he didn't manage to get his hands on that Zac so he can't really jump from the Fog of War. So this will give some breathing room to the side of Caeli, however.
Bot lane, heavy trading, the Xin Shao's down here, Destiny can come in, they have to be careful right now, but there's no follow-up from the orange, all they use Destiny flashes in, but Kaiser flash forward, he needs one more auto attack, walks forward, Project should go down to the ignite, he gets knocked up right here, he flashes out, it's a 1-for-1 trade in the 3-2, that's pretty well done by Lynx, Lyra.
Yeah, and both of these kills did go onto the supports, so
you know, you're just... Did you remember the Arden meta where like
oh no, right? Okay, we're not going to be talking about that. Yeah, like, that's a forbidden part of League of Legends.
In the Arden meta, you're like, yes, give your support the kill so I get a quicker Arden. Yeah. I think these guys forgot that like they're like 2 years behind or something, but it's alright.
True, but
what can you do? Killcore is roaming up top lane. There's absolutely no magic resistance this Sion. Hunicke, now it's your time, he has one speed spot, he uses a W, he should get pulled back, and he just pulls out the others. Really, really good awareness from Lysek not to be stupid and be like, no, I can save this. But also just really good to force out the ultimate.
Yeah, and a good deep ward from Lysek in that river. If he hadn't put it there, he probably could have died to Killcore, because, you know, we did see some double lifts being pulled in the first game. So holding onto that flash can be detrimental to your health. We can't really recommend it.
Don't save your flash for next worlds. I mean, what?
It didn't even get out of groups. How unfortunate. Anyway,
every time people say double lift, I remember the play where he played Lucian and he dashes into Victor and just gets one shot.
Oh like, yeah, that was just.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. Let's not hope that happens to a set 800's Lucian this game.
Oh yeah, so far, KZ's Lucian has been looking relatively good. However,
Vodka?
He doesn't have the flash.
Procs the passive onto Leona, but there's not too much damage because Leona's a really tanky champion, especially with her W and Aftershock activated.
Yeah, and Legend Project didn't actually have the exit to Solar Flare there. That's a mouthful. So they couldn't actually follow up on that team fight. However, now mid lane
does not get it again, but again, just like 300 damage chunk. It's really good.
Yeah, and so far, all of these lanes are actually staying really even, which I'm a bit surprised by, I'll admit. I was expecting Hivian to get more of a advantage.
That's an Infernal Drake Star. There is teleport for Hunicke, and he has his ultimate. This could be a bloodbath. They're looking to turn Hunicke, make me proud. Never mind, they just seem to pull off. Killcore is rotating down the river. This could turn into a 5v3 really quickly. Killcore is but he's clearing out a pink ward. Destiny's on his way in. And they just decide they don't want to have any of it. But Hunicke is just based. I think he's looking to teleport down right now. Hunicke pulled the trigger. Baby, let's go.
And
to walk back, they're playing it slow.
Okay, and Hunicke will just be walking over to his respective lane.
I feel like that's a missed opportunity. Like, they had a very deep ward at the Raptor Pit. I feel like they could just teleport in and try to kill them 3v5, and then just transition into a Drake.
Yeah, they could have, however, Caeli will be happy with just managing to disengage, given that they want to scale. So, if Lyra had managed to secure play, as you said, it would be really beneficial for them, but until now, until next time...
Now it's Crainer's time! Now he's trying for the Drake.
Crainer's time!
Next flash forward and completely misses the Glacial Fissure. You can clearly see that the Vodka is no Legend Project in this champion.
Yeah, and this
they are on the Drake. It's down to 2000 HP. They are now spotted. They have sniffed it out. Can he steal? It comes in. No, it is secured by the smite. Can they now cleanly disengage? Sion is in the vicinity, but he just decides to go back to top lane again. So that is really well played.
Yeah, really well played from Lyra. They still don't have too much of a gold lead, which we could have been expecting at this point. They aren't really snowballing too heavily out of control, however. It's going to benefit Caeli more. But this Infernal Drake, you know, it is one of the mostly objectively best Drakes in the game. It does give you that damage, and basically if it doesn't deal damage, then there is no point in actually caring about it. You know, that's why
Lucian dashes in. This could be. Nope, it's not. Get what I said.
It's not okay, but we can talk about it because Vodka's Glacial Fissure being on cooldown now is a big cooldown because you don't actually have too much reliable CC otherwise. You do have the concussive blows. However, the Glacial Fissure is something that Braum desperately needs if he wants to both set up kills and actually make sure that, you know, the opposing lane cannot really jump onto you. So that will be the 2 minutes where Caeli can just still scale up and make sure that Kai'Sa can turn into that hyper carry.
Yes. You know what I'm really missing from watching these guys play?
Yeah.
Visions. I don't feel like we see Lissandra push out mid wave and she's just like, okay, I'm just gonna base it, like, but you're full mana, full HP, go gank bot lane or top lane, or like, I feel like that's a thing that both Caeli and Lynx can improve on a lot, which would actually improve their game a lot. I feel like they have to look for more advantages to actually go and influence the map.
And it could be the nerfs being played that we talked about, you know, that tempo, that tilt. Could be something that is definitely affecting.
He's trying to invade. Here comes it. Does he flash Glacial Tomb? He should force the flash from Destiny, and he does. That's just map awareness forcing a 5-minute cooldown.
Yeah, however, once again, all these little plays are great for Lyra. However, they aren't something that is as terrifying for the lineup of Caeli. Again, I know I'm a broken record essentially at this point, but
Yes.
they thank you.
No problem.
But they want to scale. They want to get those power spikes, and I'm surprised that Lyra, as you said, haven't gone for more of these bot lane heavy ganks, or even in the top lane. We've seen Hunike styling on Sign from time to time, as he now has a 14 CS lead.
Oh, we're calculating it properly here, 14 CS. But this lane is only gonna get worse for Nightsig, because soon Hunike will have the Black Cleaver, which will just really make the lane really bad. Oh,
Yeah, but bot
Vodka
lane.
goes in, Destiny's here, the soul effect comes down, he doesn't quite hit the sweet spot, so it doesn't stun. Here comes the teleport from Hunike, Sign is going to interrupt, Vodka flash out, he wasted, the teleport is cancelled from Matrox, we see the flash in from Casey, he does not quite kill, the heal comes out, he flash missed the con completely, Lissandra is hit, she has the frozen tomb, she uses it on Leona, if she does go down, they should be able to disengage from here. Really good cancel by Nightsig, that's really, really important, and Kai'Sa's on the wrong side of the map.
Oh no!
Does the Cataclysm come? No, but she still goes down to Craner.
Unfortunately, she did get hit with the Golden Aegis, so...
Hunike, your time, pop your ultimate, and let's go! I mean,
yeah, can we see a Caps outplay right here?
yeah, go. But this is a very big wave bot lane. If Hunike stays, it could be bad. The Emperor's Divide comes back, we see the tower tank from Killcore. It's going really, really low from KZ. But he has no mana now, the teleport comes in from Sion, he goes down, Sion he should cancel that, he does not cancel, Hunike has free ray on top tower now, he should be able to get a good chunk down and get a lot of CS ahead. Come on Hunike, make me proud.
And overall, just a great reactive play from Lyra. Destiny might be going for something, but no, he just decides that it's not really worth it. However, a great rotation from the side of Lyra, using that teleport from Hunike to set up that kill. He hasn't hit that Black Cleaver yet, he's really close to it, but even before it, he is a really strong damage dealer. So with him, they just managed to secure a couple of kills, and while they didn't get too much objective damage done, they'll be happy with how it turned out.
Definitely, I think it's really nice to see them make a proactive play instead of a reactive play, because I feel like that's a lot of times what can set good players and bad players apart, or good and great teams. The fact, like, do you always react to the enemy and just hope to outplay them whenever they make a play, or do you actually also, like, are you also able to make the plays yourself?
Yeah, however, the Herald does go down for the side of Caeli. Which is, you know, an objective that you do want if you're on a snowballing team, because it can open the map up so much more than when you don't have it. Logically, of course. And now,
the Black Cleaver has been completed, we did it!
Oof, amazing. It's dangerous out there, take this with you. And yeah...
Who is a level up right now?
Yeah, I'm glad to see Hunike getting those early leads. However, he may be falling into that trap of just getting outscaled by the
Oh,
Scion.
Killcore is on the way. He goes in. What are they doing? He has the Glacial Tomb. Gets knocked up right here. Scion should go down. Use the Glacial Tomb on himself. The ultimate, the World Ender is used to. Hunik is really low. No, don't drop the tower anchor. What did you do, Hunik?
That was a...
Oh,
that was
Lucian dash in the top side. Wait. Frenzy just dies. Here comes the really good Cataclysm onto the Xin Shao. He dashes into me as he just dies. So, what?
a bit cleaner from Lyra in the top side than in the bot side. It was a bit of an end from Killcore.
Hunik is just like, nope, you're on your own, buddy, and then he just walked out of tower range.
Yeah, however, they will manage to get the top
But
turret.
mid lane tower.
Yeah, and
Okay, first blood tower goes down top lane first. Whew.
so that's great. However, getting the mid turret is just objectively better than getting the top turret, especially when the Baron hasn't actually even spawned yet.
Get
Just
another
because-
charge from Caeli.
Yeah, and that'll be half HP gone from the tier 2 as well, so Caeli can pat themselves on the back, and while it definitely isn't something as dominant as we saw from Hydra yesterday against Lyra, where Lyra couldn't actually get anything done, just because Hydra were so great at making those plays and not giving up anything. Caeli are also displaying that they can do the same. They always react, and they manage to just trade objectives, which something with their lineup is going to be really great for them, given that, again, they just want to scale up.
Yes. Right now, Cloud Drake, the best Drake in the game.
Best trade,
Online. Definitely.
is it?
Without a doubt.
Okay.
There's not a single shred of doubt in my mind that this Drake is the most valuable I've ever seen.
Ever
No, there's
in
no
your
doubt.
life.
Yeah. And they get it. Wow. Clean play.
GG in the all
Immaculate.
chat.
Yeah, immaculate precision right there. In
Oof.
execution of the Drake. Meanwhile,
Yeah.
Killcore in bot lane. He's trying to take the tower. But Nightsec is not allowing it.
And you won't really deal too much damage to him. It's Scion after all, and you,
I was about to say, you know what? This is basically the new iteration of Noodle Fights. Oh,
yeah,
Yeah. Vivian?
Yeah, Hivian just sort of walked around and allowed KZ to just do a nice little drive-by shooting.
Wait a minute. Like we talked about the fact that like if Caeli lost, then they could go mental boom. You know, I just think we saw a new phenomenon. They won and they went mental boom.
Well,
That's
I
a
wouldn't-
worrying trend.
I wouldn't say it's a mental boom just yet. After all, they do have the worst team in the early game, and Kaisa will be.
But Hyvian just boomed. That's for sure.
Hivian just no, he got boomed. I'm going to
Oh,
say.
Signs coming in. Stumble onslaught. Cowards. And there's a flash away from Vodka. They should be able to cleanly disengage this. We have
Yeah.
Hyvian off to the side. He misses the first sweet spot, and it should just back out unless anybody does something completely crazy. Like
And
this. Never mind. doesn't
like
take
this, it was just a claw. It's okay.
it. Yeah, but every time, man, they might take it, and that's gonna be craziness.
There is going to be craziness, and Lyra have again displayed that they can play around the early game, although they are a team mostly known for their team fighting. So I'm glad to see them performing well in the early game, showing that they can play more styles than just that one. But with how heavily their team composition is focused around early game, I'm a bit scared to not see more of a lead. They don't have virtually any vision around the Baron buff right now, so they can't just easily set up around it. They have taken all the outer turrets and the tier 2 in the mid lane as well, so they will be getting a lot of push going. However, we saw even more dominant games with more mid-game reliant matchups. I'm just going to leave it at that.
This is the case where, yeah, it is a 4,000 gold lead at 21 minutes, which is not like it's definitely not insurmountable, especially not when you're looking at the texture of the comps, where you have all these. Oh wait, Destiny, he just pops the ultimate and he should be able to disengage, and so he does. But as I was saying, like I feel like this is one of those cases where yes, a 4,000 gold lead it is nice, but it's definitely not a game that is over yet, simply because of how early game reliant these champions are. Oh, here comes the solar flare onto Jarvan. A really good ultimate from Braum. It goes in, the Emperor's Divide goes out, Kai'Sa jumps into the middle of the enemy team, and she has to flash out immediately. She goes down with the Cosmic, with the Glacial Tomb. Silence in there, he's really tanky. You see Lucian dashing and Helion dashing into the enemy team and just kills himself. This could maybe be the ace. No, not quite. You see Legend Project actually disengaging. That's a 4-for-1.
Yeah, that was a bit of a goof from Caeli. They should have just disengaged and not decided to fight. They don't have a strong front lane, at least right now, and Frenzy doesn't deal enough damage just yet, and as such, this continued teamfight that resulted in 4 people dying.
And now they go for Baron.
Yeah, will result in a Baron.
Vodka,
So,
please don't die to the Baron.
Vodka, no.
Vodka?
Thanks,
Mr.
Mr. Vodka.
Hill could also die here. Like, Jabba needs to hurry up.
Like
this could
everyone
get
could
ugly soon. Okay.
Are they going to die though?
They got
Okay,
it. They got it.
Good.
Don't worry about it.
And that is a clean Baron for Lyra. They should be able to take that inhibitor turret on the mid lane with this. If they don't, well, I'm going to be a bit surprised.
Well, I would say I've been very surprised before. Could happen again. But now we're up to a 6,000 gold lead. This is better.
This is definitely better.
Another 2k gold with a Baron. We're on the way.
Yeah, however...
But nothing is over yet.
Yeah, nothing is over yet, and Frenzy has managed to hit that 2 levels power spike. 2 item power spike. He is currently sitting on a Rage Blade. In the last fight, he had just the composite items, so he will be dealing significantly more damage in the next fight. But right now, Caeli just have to survive this Baron buff, make sure they don't give up too many advantages, and then just look to fight.
Did you see the Fnatic against Cloud9 series, by the way?
Yes, I did.
Because I was just thinking about this Azir. We may be in for a tweet where he just goes completely off. And that's the scary part about Azir, that it could happen at any time. But they are onto the... If they can break this inhib tower, it will be really huge. They have to look for time to fight right now, because Hunik will wheel away at the bot lane tower, and Sign can do absolutely nothing. They are going on to Hunik. He pops the world in, just disengage. That's a big victory. But Hunik is massive. He chunks down Destiny, and he seems to actually have been able to disengage. But in the meantime, they just take the inhib tower. They are onto the inhib right now. They are split from the Caeli lineup. They should not be able to defend this, but they're now stuck inside the base. They could go for something right here. They have to do it. They have to choose their time very wisely. Huniki's basing, this is now the time. He does not have World Ender.
And they have
all of that is available.
They still have so much time left on that Baron buff. They could.
It is down to 20%. The inhib tower.
And they could just wait for the next wave and decide to take this this inhib turret and then go for the Drake, reset, and just be happy with the goldie that they have accumulated. We have seen that Aatrox is absolutely disgusting right now, sitting on just 2 items.
That comes in, it completely misses. The E actually hits onto it. We see now the follow-up. Runika is teleporting in, but will they have the damage? Where is Kai'Sa? Kai'Sa is forced down. Here comes in the Glacial Tomb. The Cataclysm is onto Kai'Sa. She cannot fight, but she gets forced down. Here comes the Frozen Tomb. The Sandra is on the tower. She's taking the tower echo right now. It's a 1-for-1 so far, but they disengage. But they're still onto the tower. Hunik even is trying to do damage, but they simply just say, Hunik, get out of the way. This is our base right now.
And I'm actually really glad to see the patience from Caeli there. They did, Frenzy did decide to actually just leave and not participate instead of dying, because that would have opened the base up so much more. But this way, they will just survive and live to fight another day. Now I'm currently 9k gold behind. Not the best of circumstances that you can find yourself under. Comebackable, you know, definitely comebackable. And right now, Kai'Sa is still sitting on 2 items. Avian hasn't actually finished the Rabadons that he is building as his second item. I don't think it's the best option if you're this behind. But you know,
Definitely not. And that's the second Cloud Drake, the best Drake in the game.
two of the best Drakes in the game.
The best Drake
Two
times.
best Drakes.
Exactly.
Two of the best kind of Drakes.
Here
Okay,
we were,
that's
oh,
good.
Destiny, he has to flash away from the ultimate from Vodka. But here we were sitting and thinking that this would be a quick 2-0 sweep from either side. But Caeli and Lyra, sorry, are just like, nope, you're not going home tonight.
Yeah, my PC just completely froze for a second there. Apologies.
Fantastic.
It's okay.
Nothing
I'm back
happened.
now. Yeah. And
Okay, so again, now they have to choose a time to fight. They cannot let the third inhib go down. Sign is ulting in right now. Can he make the drift? Nope.
he did make the drift of not drifting.
Well, that's pretty disappointing because now they have no way of engaging and they basically just said, okay, we're not gonna fight for this at all. This is very, very bad from them. But Hyvian, he is a Seer, he should be able to do a lot of work. We see who coming in right now. Oh, we see the engage. That's a really great ultimate. We see Fritzy getting forced out, and Aatrox is doing so much damage. There's a stun until Killcore, he gets knocked down. But right now, Jarvan is massive in the front line. Aatrox is doing a lot of damage. He gets very, very low. He does not have the World Ender. And now comes the backline from Caeli. Can they clean this up? No, they cannot. But it's a 2 for 3, and we see just how how strong the backline from Caeli is. This is by no means over. If we see the lineup from Lyra misstepping, there's more than enough firepower on this Caeli lineup to actually obliterate them.
Yeah, and the timer is going to be approaching 30th minute, and Hyvian, just before this fight started, has managed to complete that Rabadon. So while we were questioning taking it as the second item, as soon as he managed to actually complete it, he's dealing so much damage, and the Emperor's Divide actually has been so crucial in every single fight because it separates the teams for a tiny bit, and it has always allowed Frenzy to get out of the fight scotch-free so that he could also influence it.
You know what I think I just realized?
Yes.
I think that we as right now as casters, we should be 100% what's it called? Result oriented. I think the Ravenous Death Cap is definitely the best build in a Seer second.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Yes,
definitely.
correct. Definitely.
Yeah, we just saw it in action, yes.
Yeah, building a Rabadon. Building an item that amplifies your damage after having built one damage item is definitely better than building it after
statistically the best thing.
Objectively better.
Objectively the best. Oh, we see right now that's a bit of miscommunication. They go at two different targets, but Legend Project should most likely go down here. He has pulled back in. Baroness line only 4 seconds. Here comes Siren. He misses completely. We see Fencer going in. Vodka goes down. Jarvan goes onto him. He gets stunned up, but they should be able to get him. Right now, a series on the backline. He gets Glacier 2. He goes down. Right now, this should be a wipe of the entire Caeli lineup, and the game should most likely end here. They have a big wave in bot lane. They should just be able to run straight to and actually end the game. But again, do you remember what we talked about? Like for, let me see, this game is 30 minutes long. For like 40 minutes, no, 50 minutes ago, when we were like, hey, that Lysandra flank just won the game, you know?
Yeah,
I have mixed feelings.
But this is such a bad way for them to lose this game, just because they actually lost to miscommunication. Frenzy was super greedy when he decided to go for the wolf camp. He got caught out, Legend Project died as a result, and while they did at that point have the stronger team fight when they can position well, they thought essentially one was a 2v5, then a 1v5, and then, you know, a 2v5 again. So they had no way of actually winning it, and as a result they lost their nexus to it.
And the game.
Yes, I believe that when you lose a nexus, you actually lose the game.
I thought you just said Nexus Turret. I was like, yeah. And
no,
the rest of the game. I was like, they lost the Nexus Tower. What a tragedy. I was like, well,
that's fine. However,
that's game number 2 in the books.
And we
just
will
need the decider.
Oh yeah. We talked about it, the Caeli being easy to tilt. We'll see if that one miscommunication was a predetermining factor to something bigger that we'll see in the third game. And stay with us as we go into a short break and wait to see if the tilt will take over Caeli, or if Lyra will just cleanly swipe them, or if actually Caeli... We're not doing this. Okay, see you in the third game.
Are you feeling hype?
Yes, actually, I am.
That's good, because else I was gonna say that you're definitely doing it wrong, and then you should try
Really?
again. Yes,
Okay.
like before we finished, we even did the bee woo whoop. Like
We
I'm
did the
so
bee
hyped.
woo woo.
Yeah, I'm ready now.
Yeah, and if anyone in the audience hasn't been hyped, then our bee woo woo should have actually swayed you to the hype side.
Definitely should like get you to your feet and clapping. Like me, you and I are like the future singers of this world. Like
We are like the future singers that are going to eventually get kicked out of the choir.
you know, we're gonna make it big in this world.
Are we?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know
Well,
if we are gonna make it big in
I
this
hope
world,
so.
but I do know.
We're into Champions Select.
Yeah.
Or
What I do
Pro
know is that both of these teams are currently looking to make it big, at least in this winter split. That actually rhymed. I am going to be a singer. Alright, so Lyra again deciding to ban out the LeBlanc, paying a lot of respect to Hivian for this entire series and making sure that Kilgore doesn't have that unfavorable mid lane matchup. I'm just a bit
Okay, right now, before more, don't look at the screen. Do you think we're gonna get the same bans, the same first 4 bans?
See, I already looked at it before you asked it, so I'm just gonna say yes. I think that, however, Lyra should, if Sejuani is left open, they should prioritize her. They should get her as soon as they could. They were scared of the Zinzao pick last game. However, they were proven wrong in the fact that that Jarvan was going to get bullied. He didn't. So I think that
Ratchet, Ratchet, we're going off the rails. It is Lysandra and Talia ban.
Oh,
Yeah, I like how both was like, wait a minute, these are
Yeah.
not the bans we had earlier. What's going on? Well,
Yeah.
in that case, oh, and Brom, we're really changing it.
wow,
up
we
now.
really are just off the rails. I think that we are just off the entire road at this point.
Yeah, I think they forgot their notes somewhere and just like, we're just gonna do it then.
Yes.
What's first pick gonna be?
Well, the first pick right now, it's up in the air, I'd say. I think that Lyra should be focusing around the jungle,
understand.
however they do decide to take the Alistair. If Caeli now don't take away that Lucian, I would say that they're a bit inting. But, you know, they could pick virtually anything. They should just try and improve on the execution, possibly also change up the draft to go for something super early game oriented, because Lyra have proven to them that they can be the ones making the plays and actually just snowballing their lead. So right now, Caeli know that, okay, we're currently in a meta where we can't get away with just scaling, we should go for something aggressive, and they do pick the Thresh.
Yeah, so talking about aggressive and skill matchups and stuff like that, we get a Fresh. So, you know, I'm always happy whenever I see a Fresh. It always makes the things exciting. And the Cyan, yes.
Okay, that just
Talking
doesn't make
about
things exciting, okay.
The pinnacle of excitement, Cyan.
Yeah, nothing is more exciting than just a giant hunk of stone that you can repeatedly bash into and it just doesn't die. Like that's just...
You literally just made me fucking... you literally just made me sit and just jump in my chair. Like,
exactly.
I'm so excited.
Yeah,
and I just can't hide it.
I don't know the lyrics.
That's the
damn.
only lyrics you gotta know. But
okay.
Aatrox and Sivir locked in right here. That's an interesting pairing. We're gonna go for the early game with the Alistar and Aatrox, and then we're like, but we're gonna have the Sivir 500 CS win condition. I like it.
Yeah, so
and we get the Cillian. Nice.
So right now, the Lyra are actually posturing for something more teamfight oriented than what we saw in the second game, which is actually their style. However, we've seen Hunigay on his Aatrox, which was insane in the game 2 and almost became the singular win condition that they had. So going into Sion once again, most likely, unless we see some shenanigans like Sion support Thresh top. I've seen it in my solo queue games, unfortunately.
You know,
we lost that game.
just putting it out there. I like the Cillian ban. Cillian pick. I think it plays a lot into how these two teams play, like this very scrappy style of play. So if you can just be like, nope, you didn't kill him, try again. I think that could benefit them a lot.
Yeah, and if you have this guarantee that one of your carries doesn't die in a team
Wait,
fight,
stop.
okay.
That's the main pick.
Okay, so
Well, scratch that.
Well, essentially, we can just go AFK as casters for the first 20 minutes, and then we can just look for that Vayne versus Sivir.
Why does this happen every time? We're just sitting here talking about minding our own stuff, and now Vladimir pick. Like we're just sitting here minding our own stuff, trying to tell a narrative, and then people are like, you know what would be funny if we throw this wrench into the into the wheel. We're like, wait, what just happened?
Yeah, so right now I'm expecting for Caeli to actually pick something that is early game oriented, because they will collapse if they don't secure it with an early game jungler.
Yes.
We've seen that happen in game 2.
And a Xin Shao. Okay, so talking about early game, you have Aatrox and Xin Shao. Like, that's not fun to be on the receiving end of that, that's for sure.
This is actually a really strong lineup from Lyra. You have the Aatrox and Xin Zhao for the early game. You have Vladimir, who will spike mostly around mid game, and then
Vladimir's
Sivir.
just gonna one-shot somebody.
Oh yeah.
So you're just
And
gonna
then-
feel good about yourself.
GG into the old chat.
Yeah.
And then you have Sivir fourth late game guarantee. On the other hand, Caeli did
And that's
manage.
okay.
Yes.
I'm gonna go and bash whoever the coach of Caeli is, because like okay, so the argument before where I was like, I think this is too many losing lanes with a winning jungler. Now we have losing top lane, losing mid lane, losing bot lane, and
Yeah.
a losing jungle matchup. I think if Caeli gets away with this game and wins it, it's basically gonna be the same as getting away with murder. Like
I agree with you. Kindred is one of those junglers that if she manages to snowball, she does become super hard to shut down. However, in this case, she won't really have a lane to play around. She does have the Zillion in the mid lane, and the Zillion and Kindred is the combo that we're used to from NALCS. It originated there. You basically just don't die because you have the Chrono Shift and Lamb's Respite. So
yeah,
you can really easily tower dive, but alas, Zillion will get pushed by the Vladimir.
But Kindred is like a caster minion if you get denied all your scuttles.
Yes.
Or all your marks. So now imagine the same thing, but instead of like an 8 mark Kindred just going in and like one-shotting you, then it's like a 0 mark Kindred, and you're just like, what is this thing? Like, why is it poking me? Like, I think that this is very. I don't know if they're just like, we're just gonna go comfort or what they're doing, but I don't like it. I think it's really weird here.
Yeah, I think they really just wanted to go for a teamfighting oriented comp. However, I think that they will collapse under the weight of all these losing lanes if Lyra managed to play around the early game well enough.
Yes.
You do have Xin Zhao in the jungle, which didn't really which hasn't actually ever worked out for Kreiner. He isn't great at invading the enemy jungler, so again, I think that something better would actually be putting him on a Zac, or even the Sejuani, which were left open. However, they did want an early game guarantee, and okay, so let's set up the win conditions. If Lyra don't snowball and Caeli manage to survive, and the timer is around 35 minutes, Caeli auto-win, just because of their sheer teamfighting strength. If Lyra get a couple of kills, and the timer hasn't hit 40th minute mark, Lyra win just because they have good early game strength.
You know, I feel like even if you go a bit later into the game, it's like, if Aatrox and Vladimir gets a good flank, they're still gonna absolutely demolish. So, if you're Lyra, you're definitely looking to close this game out quick, but it doesn't necessarily mean if they do not close it out quick that they're just not gonna win, because I still think that they're in a good position.
Yeah, for Caeli there is this very niche window of opportunity around the 30 minutes where Vayne comes online and Sivir is still waiting for her full build. However, it's such a precise mark for them to hit that it's going to be really difficult to pull off. And we talked about Till. Maybe something happened in the draft.
Rain
that
went boom.
They coach went boom. I'm sorry.
Coach and player were all boom. Everything was boom.
Thank-
Did you ever hear
thank-
the song Everything Black? Yeah, nah, it's everything boom.
Everything is boom.
Everything's just out the window.
What is the one Rolling Stones song? I wanna paint it black.
I must admit I'm not the most known in Rolling Stones songs, but I like. Did you ever see the Unicorns of Love games where they were described to like just have the brain hanging out the window, just banging after them? That's basically what like happened this draft. They just like push into the wind, just like no, I'm just gonna close my eyes and pick whichever champion I want to. And you're not gonna tell me otherwise. Like I'm not gonna say it's bad, but it's bad, definitely.
Well, they still can win it. They still do have the strong team fighting composition, and if they can hit those power spikes without Lyra actually managing to snowball with this composition, they can still definitely make something, but we'll have to see how they can actually execute it, and if Lyra can set up to get another 2-1 win. And I think that's it from us for a couple of minutes, as we wait for the spectator delay, and we'll see you in a bit.
But you'll never see the price it costs. The scars collected all their lives. When everything's lost, they pick up their hearts and avenge defeat. Before it all starts, they suffer through harm just to touch a dream. Oh, pick yourself up, 'cause legends never die. When the world is calling you, can you hear them screaming out your life? Legends never die. They become a part of you. Every time you bleed for reaching greatness, legends never die. When the world is calling out your name, begging you to fight. Pick yourself up once more. Pick yourself up, 'cause legends never die. When the world is calling you, can you hear them screaming out your life? Legends never die. They become a part of you. Every time you bleed for reaching greatness, legends never die.
And we're loading into the game now. We're doing it.
Are we?
Yeah. And I can see the wee woo woo spam in chat. Like, we're hyped. We're going. Like, we'll be there soon. This is the wee wee woo spam in game 3. Caeli versus Lyra. Let's go.
Yeah, we are the wee woo woo. We are the woo woo woo. We are excited,
The wee woo woo. The woo woo wee. We are excited.
and we just can't hide it.
And we definitely can't hide it now.
Hopefully Caeli won't lose control, because I think I like it. I remembered the lyrics.
We did it.
Okay, welcome back, everyone. Hope you enjoyed the minute break that we had. I'm sure I did. I typed wee woo woo.
Yeah, and you didn't have to listen to our voice. I definitely think that chat is the real winners right here.
Oh yeah, that's always an actual applause.
Yeah.
I mean, we didn't get to listen to our voices as well, so you know,
Yeah,
technically,
that's also a plus.
we're
Yeah.
also winners. Everyone is a winner in this case. So we talked about the matchups. Yes, Kashka in the chat. We talked about the matchups. We talked about how it's going to possibly end up, but we can talk also about the implications that this very match would have.
already uses a flash.
That's just unfortunate,
You know,
isn't it?
talking about the fact that bot lane should be really in a big disadvantage if you do not have your flash that blows. That's really gonna be hard to snowball or
Yeah,
just lane properly.
Yeah, however, you still do have the Hex Flash, so technically, you know.
Technically, yeah, I still have mobility. That is true.
I still love that we got a replay of the essentially what was a missed hook, and then a flash away from it.
No, it wasn't missed. I'm not sure what you're talking about.
Oh yeah, it was just.
And here, see our sponsored Ace of Predator replay. I mean,
yeah. Okay.
Who's your MasterCard player of the game?
I don't know. I think we'll have to hand it off over to the State Farm analyst desk after the end of the game. However, for now,
definitely.
the control over the cast will remain in our firm grasp. Or, well, I don't know. Do you have a firm grasp over the cast?
Maybe. We haven't sunken the ship yet, so I would assume so. Maybe.
Maybe
Hopefully.
not. Hopefully. Regardless, I just saw Kilcore running after Hivian, like almost right into the blue buff pit. So,
well, you know, sometimes you just gotta let go of that frustration, you know.
Really?
Yes. You know, sometimes you just gotta soften. I mean.
Power end, I think is the term that you're looking at.
That's the efficient. Oh, there's the collapse onto Destiny already.
However, he is the lamb.
Good. Yeah.
And apparently
the lamb.
The lamb and the wolf. And apparently lambs can also jump around like a madman.
Yeah, like have you never when you count sheep, don't they normally jump over the fence?
True.
That
that's
the thing?
okay. That's actually very true.
Yeah. Like, come on, man, you have to get up your knowledge on sheep there. Sheep.
Yeah,
and lambs.
I'm sorry. Normally when I look at sheep in real life, they don't actually hop around.
That's actually disappointing, I would say.
Yeah, it's like actually, you know that the common trait of every cartoony hedgehog, right? That he has what's it called? Like the fruits, the apples on their back, right?
Yeah.
He actually doesn't eat fruits at all. He just eats worms and insects. So
interesting.
That's fun facts with your boy. However, in the bot lane,
yeah, we see, and he does not have the flash now this time. He is punished, as we were talking about. Well, that sucks.
Well, that does suck for the
in a lane you should be winning really hard. That definitely isn't there.
Yeah, however, this
exactly where you want to go.
This is going to be great for Caeli because it is the team up of Lyra that want to snowball this game, and I know that I said it in the last one as well. However, but essentially stealing away these opportunities from Lyra will benefit you a lot, especially if you're looking just to hit those power spikes. So, great from Caeli to go for that gank, even though the kill did get donated over to Legend Project, adding yet another soul to his collection.
No, I'm not gonna lie, I was definitely thrown off a bit about that hedgehog story.
Really?
I sort of forgot that I was supposed to
Well, we
cast.
might have to talk about a lamb story, or a cow story perhaps, because in the bot lane...
Oh, they go into Legend Project, Destiny is here, they flash out from Craner, this is a free refeed, could turn very ugly, Frenches should go down here, they can continue, there is a flash from Craner, he should keep going, he goes onto Fresh, but this does not look like they can come in.
Threading the needle!
Oh, here comes the mid laners. It turns into a 4v4 now. Here goes 1 kill over to Vivian. Fresh goes down. Wolf is on the chase. She got another one. She has flash. She gets her Q up, so it just goes out. Killcore is not involved. Meanwhile, top lane trading keeps going. This is just action everywhere. Exactly what we wanted to see in the final game.
And we said that we probably won't see too much action. However, this just sort of ruined our narratives completely for this game, which I'm honestly a bit thankful for, because spectating a game where nothing happens in the first 20 minutes isn't as interesting, I think that I can say. Which is why I'm glad we're not really in the tank Ardent center meta anymore.
You know, there was something perfect about, you know, supports taking the kills and be like, good job, that was like, fantastic, that was exactly what we wanted. Like, you know, it never gets old, but...
It never gets old. For now, that trade actually went in the way of Lyra, I'm going to say. Simply because KZ managed to get his hands on 1 kill.
Talking about trades, Isaac, he gets pulled back, and this should be a solo kill. He had to use his ult or his flash there, but he uses neither. Oh, Unica. Oh,
interesting.
Wait. Wait, he just got away. He should not have gotten away.
He should really not have gotten away.
Isaac.
I think there is a fine line between, you know, not making the players look artificially bad and between actually saying the truth. And I think that the truth in this case is that Unique misplayed that.
Definitely, he should definitely have killed him, no doubt, but somehow still escaped from... Yeah, I'm gonna say he's just a great player.
It might be the nerfs, however, Destiny.
Pop your ultimate, Hunika. Oh. Is Hunika gonna pull another Houdini and get out of this? His ultimate is popped, he is regenerating.
Destiny doesn't have the Lamb's Respite.
As you said, Lamb's Respite is not up yet. Oh, Destiny, he misses his second, and he just one-shots him, Hunika.
So thank Mr. Destiny for giving an early kill to Aatrox. He, you know, do have 2 kills on Hivian. However, that isn't actually going to be worth it in the long run. We've seen what Unique can do. In that
murdered him.
That was brutal. I feel like
that was filthy.
I feel like it's actually outlawed to do this in like several European nations.
Yeah, like I'm gonna go and take a bath after this game. Like, wow, that was filthy.
Yeah, I feel like we should just cleanse ourselves after this. You know, have a nice massage maybe.
Yeah,
maybe a ritual. Good. Like have to meditate after that. Now. Lyra did manage
that's an ocean drake.
Yeah, they did it's not the best drake in the game.
It's super good for laning phase though. When you're only 8 minutes in game, you really want that drake because it just gives you so much power in lane.
It is, however,
especially if you're Hunika.
Yeah,
it's so good because now Sign's gonna be tickling you, and Hunika's like, haha, my ocean drake.
Yeah, I feel like that's what every player with an ocean drake says. Haha, my ocean drake. Okay, Destiny.
Oh, Destiny?
Destiny?
He doesn't have mana? Destiny?
Destiny. Destiny.
Isn't that a song by Lucas Graham though?
Is it?
I think there's some like something with some girl.
Okay, I feel like
Destiny.
you should be casting over this team fight more than I was talking about a song.
No. Okay, so No, I felt like that narrative was more interesting because the fight was
okay.
The fight was over. Like
the fight was essentially over. I don't know why Destiny stayed over at the blue buff for that long, and I don't know why he survived for that long.
That was because Hyvian, with the assist of the weak powered by State Farm analyst, he helped him out with that ultimate and bought him a lot of time. But in the end, Destiny had no mana and was on the opposite side of the map from his own side, so he just went down.
Yeah, and that will be 1 kill donated over to the bank of Kreiner.
Another kill.
And another kill to Unique. So
but
you now have
enough.
Yeah, you now have 2 early game champions with early game kills, and I think Caeli will be scratching themselves on their heads after that power end.
Yeah, definitely. But impressively enough, there's only 200 goal differential between the 2 teams.
True. There isn't actually any big CS discrepancy. Nowhere on the map, so
But
it's
Hunik
great.
is getting to that black cleaver as we highlighted earlier, and he has a red buff right now. This is gonna be very tough for Nysig right now, the following minutes.
Oh, he is still Scion and
He
Lumberjack
is Scion.
at that. So,
You know,
he's just gonna be standing there.
I love the times when like Maokai was in the meta, and
Oh,
you then
no.
and then you had what's it called? Like for example, Lumberjack Scion or something, because like there should be some special interaction where like if you have a Lumberjack skin, then and playing as
You
like
just
Maokai.
automatically get plus 50% damage.
No,
into
but
Maokai.
like it should say something like, I do this for a living, like just something like Riot. That's a missed marketing opportunity.
Yeah, I think that from today, Riot should actually just hire us,
Yeah,
like both of us.
Oh yeah, that'd be great. Well, we see Destiny's actually top side right now, so Hunig has to be careful, but he's putting down a lot of hurt onto the Scion.
And we saw what can happen when this little lamp cannot get that snowball rolling. She does currently have 5 marks.
Wait,
But
just 5 mark?
I
What?
believe so. Yeah, I don't know
Wait a
where those
minute.
happened.
What?
But she is still 0-2. She isn't she isn't too terribly fed.
But we see the rotation down bot lane right now, while Destiny's trying to take the Herald. This is gonna be a first blood tower 11 minutes into the game. The constant push Sivir has due to the nature of her kid.
Yeah, and that'll be the first turret. I think that it's great for Lyra to have opened this map up this much already at 11 minutes, given that, again, they want to be the ones snowballing. And they're currently on their way to repeating game 2.
Oh, Ferdit. Emo playing
Frenzy?
his pop, he moves in. And that's just a free flash. Basically donated, and very close.
Basically, but not really, because...
And this
they
is going to
didn't-
be a mid lane tower. No, it's not. The
It's not.
rotation. Oh, here comes the other star. Really good. Oh,
And a flash for flash.
that's a misplay from Vodka. He flash Q'd instead of Q flashed, but...
Yeah, we didn't talk about that.
Let's just say that Hyvian has inhuman reactions.
Inhuman, absolutely. You couldn't be more human if you tried. Wait, what?
Wait a minute.
Just wait just a second.
But now we see the rotation come out from
Lyra, yeah.
From Lyra, yeah. This in Aatrox bot lane to catch the farm.
And they will be looking to take the top turret as well. Although there won't be too much of a priority on it, given that it's still just the 13th minute. And the Herald has been taken by Destiny.
Yeah, it's crazy to say that we're only 13 minutes in game, because it feels like we've been in game for a while. And there's a lot of things that have happened.
And that's not because this game would be boring, just to clarify.
No, like it feels like that just happened so much that it'd be hard to cram it into the 13 minutes.
Yeah, because...
We could maybe look at another fight here. Right now, Hunik is just free farming. There's nobody bot lane. There's free top lane. They're just sharing XP and losing gold right now. So Hunik should just go and push that wave in and deny an entire wave from red team.
However, at this point, we should be also looking where Destiny will decide to pop
Kill
the
core?
Caeli.
Oh, the slow comes down to kill core. He pulls one bomb.
Flashes
Flashes
from
the
the other.
second.
Okay.
That's
Nice
a gank.
footwork.
That's one way to survive a gank.
It definitely is, and that will
Now there's
actually be the
4
Herald.
people mid lane. Herald is popped down. There needs to be a response. Sevir's walking down. Are they
Unike
looking
is
to
coming.
fight? That's the question right here.
They could be looking to definitely fight, given that
Diane is
Unike...
behind Sivir. Caeli could have collapsed in Sivir right there. Oh, are they gonna kill it? Nope.
And
that's a
I
sad
think it's
thing.
I think it's nice that Unike, with that Zillion bomb, dashed over to the entire rest of his team
Yes.
to share some of his, problems and
There's
damage.
some of the love, you know.
Yeah. So it's kind of him. We can see that Lyra are good sports about everything.
Exactly. And this could be potentially another Ocean Grey here at 14.5 minutes, which is just like, this is so insane from the side of Lyra right here.
Yeah,
Having
Lyra...
2 Ocean Drakes this early in the game, just like you're never gonna get low on HP basically. And the
Yeah.
next Drake is an elemental Drake. Yeah, obviously. It's a mountain Drake. That's the
Yeah.
matter.
And Lyra are right now speeding the game up so much that it might be a bit difficult for Caeli to just try and survive into the later stages of the game, which is definitely something that Lyra don't want to actually allow. Kilgore will be hitting the Proto Belt in just a second. The power spike has been really delayed for him for one reason or the other. So that's definitely something that Caeli can
Kilgore is
utilize.
roaming top right now.
Oh,
Why are there still like split laners? I am not sure, but now there's 4 people top lane. You see KZ mistiming the spell shield and taking a lot of hurt for it. Kilgore is going for the Kindred, pops her, now goes out, Lamb's Respite is available, Slim is now top lane, they have the double surviving combo, but they have to try and force away the tower here, but I do not believe that they can do it. Meanwhile, we see Hunike landing a double knock-up right here. I think Hunike actually could feel confident, and very well he does. He goes in here,
Okay,
he pops
that
the
is
world
just
ender.
disgusting.
Fence is very low. We see top lane Vodka, he's thinking about it, he missed the polarize, he goes very low, he should be taken down here, he pops his ultimate way too late. And now, it is on to the next target. Destiny wants that, he sees blood. Flashes forward, Sivir, she's taken very low, there comes the ultimate from the Cillian, she jumps onto tower,
my
and that's
God.
a BOOM! Wow, and just barely survives while the ultimate times out. So this is just huge individual outplays coming from on both sides of the map.
Yeah, great outplays, especially from Caeli in the top lane, that they actually managed to survive the initial team fight. And also from Frenzy that he somehow managed to maneuver out of that.
But also for Hunike actually being able to set up a 1v2
Yeah,
play.
he is a monster, especially on this Aatrox, who has finished that Black Cleaver. He is dealing an incredible amount of damage.
We
But-
wanted a hype game 3. I think we got it.
We definitely are getting a wee woo woo.
And we were, that's for sure.
And 17 minutes, and the goal lead is actually in the favor of Caeli, just by 1,000, which isn't actually something that you want as this lineup for Lyra.
Definitely not, no.
I think that we can actually start looking at the later stages of the game and look for even more coherent plays as a unit from each of the teams, as they will, in about 15 minutes, look to start grouping up and go for these big plays.
Definitely, yes. I feel like right now the biggest, like, the most shining hope for Lyra is this Aatrox. Hunike has shown like a very big proficiency on it, and I think that he has to keep this going if they actually want to have a realistic chance of taking down these very late scaling champions.
And right now, Aatrox is that one big damage dealer, at least for now. However, Kilgore has finished the Proto Belt, and Kreiner also is going to be dealing a not so shabby amount of damage.
And
So
we have the 500 CS win condition from KSAT.
we definitely Sivir, yes, we do.
Yes.
And at this point,
oh,
you will
there's a
have to
fight
start
top
worrying
lane.
about what's going on in the
Vladimir?
top lane.
And I just got moved to mid lane. I think something's happening. Oh, he goes into the pool. He tries to one shot. Oh, he walks out of the Lamb's Respite. Oh, this could be very close. His Q's comes up and he kills him. And meanwhile, in the mid lane, there's a fight. Other side very low. Sivir's trying to fight back. Oh, here comes Crane is taken down on the side by Vayne, but can they keep going? Flash bomb from Cillian, and he takes him down. That's a resulting 2 or 3 over across the map. But right now they are getting tower damage in top lane. Kilgore decides to back. Meanwhile, Hunike is pushing bot lane. He did have teleport, but he's decided not to use it. He used his ultimate something. Wait, what?
It's so weird to see Aatrox in a side lane, and then you hover a bit higher, and there are just the 2 corpses.
Yes, something happened.
Something happened.
I'm not sure what, but something definitely did happen.
Something definitely did happen. Kilgore managed to outplay Destiny in the top lane, so that's great on him. We talked about the power spike with the Proto Belt. It definitely came to fruition there. However, this will make sure that Caeli can stall the game out into that niche little into that niche timestamp where they can just overpower the lineup of Lyra.
Yep.
So they are on a roll. Vayne will be finishing the second item in just about 5 minutes, and then as soon as she hits the third one, she will just look to annihilate everyone.
Here comes the Kindred and Cillian combo as you talked about earlier. But you know, when you think about it,
Okay.
I think the best way to mess with the Spectacle hook, really good spell shield there from KZ. But if you want to mess with the Riot Spectate client, all you gotta do is just take 3 men, spread them out over the map, and just start fighting at the same time. Like,
Oh yeah,
the
true.
client goes completely crazy.
True, and I think we're going also a bit crazy, just
Yeah,
because
definitely.
this game has been crazy.
Because this game is crazy.
Everything is crazy. Not us. We aren't crazy. We're not like.
I have papers on that. I'm not crazy. Trust me.
Yeah, I actually don't have papers on that, so I should possibly make some.
I should make some. Yes, that. Oh,
However,
blue team is pinging a word that is behind Caeli right now. I think they're looking for a fight right here. There's a very massive knockup from Sion. A really bad hemo play here. They are fighting front to back right now. They are disengaging. It is a Mountain Drake for the red team. A messed up combo from Vodka. This should just be a disengage. They have mid priority right now, and they have cut off the entirety of Caeli. They could just transition direct to the mid lane tower. It looks like that's what they're going to do. But Hunke is bot lane right now. This could be sketchy. It's a teleport in from Hyvian on the Cillian. Doesn't look like anything further will follow. Here comes the Sion ult. Hunke is teleporting in, hits onto Craner. He gets knocked out. Here comes the Lantern. Hunke instantly jumps out. That's somewhat natural. A 3-man bomb. Instantly disable here. The ultimate from Alistar comes out. Really well played by Hunke. Gets 3-man knock up and completely disengages. First, Hyvian lands an insane bomb, and then Hunke lands an insane knock up to actually disengage. I can't believe nobody died right there.
yeah, if the rest of the team of Caeli was actually in position, they could have had followed up on it and finished very
comes
clean.
a hook
However,
and a bomb and a chain CC into a flash away. Legend Project picks up the kill. Here comes Killcore in from the flank, but he does not have his ultimate. Really good knock up. Sivir is really low. She gets hit by the ultimate from the Cillian. Here they go again. Lamb's Respite is down there, just inside of it. Gets back in, Heaving picks up 1, that's a second kill. Has his ultimate running. They pick up the their Kindred. They keep going. The Glacial Augment is in full effect. He keeps knocking onto the Alistar. He is slowed. Really good interrupt that keeps him alive, and that should be it. Cillian comes in with the speed boost, but they try to chase down, but nothing more happens. That's a 2 for 3 in favor of Lyra.
that's a really great fight from the team of Caeli. They again. They are slowly getting into that position where they can actually get a better item power spike than the lineup of Lyra, which will be in just about 5 minutes, I dare say. And at that point, we can be looking for a 50-50 Baron play.
Oh, those are my favorites.
Oh yeah, the Baron play where your heart just goes racing, right?
Yeah, and then drops like 8 meters down, and then you're like, what? And then it races up. Yeah, those are the best.
I agree. 8 meters down might be just a bit too much for me. Like, I think that you probably wouldn't live if it dropped that much.
That's true.
But yeah, I agree with you in the sense that if that play does happen, both of these teams are going to have their heart either in their throat or just somewhere in 8 meters below. I think that rhymed, kinda. No?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll accept it. Oh, we see Vodka. He is probably caught out here. That's a completely missed hook from Project, so he flashes instead. Flash out from Vodka, but he should go down here. He pops his ultimate and pops his Six. Oh, in the mid lane, Ferris has picked. He flashes, really good flash. Here comes the Unstoppable Onslaught. There is no pool now. There's just 2 kills, but the ultimate from Sin is expended. They could maybe look for something here.
They could either just follow up. They do have the engage.
I'm not sure if
form
spell
of
shield
Thresh.
is up here. Fresh could look for it. Oh, that's a really good spell shield and a sidestep.
Ooh.
That was so important from Case that had that flake connected, this could have looked very different. Oh, it's a jump in Jump forward from Destiny.
And right
they
now,
could look for a fight here.
okay, that's
the
a lot
ultimate
of
pop.
damage.
Looks like we're even gonna get the Infinity Edge Kindred, and she's gonna do a lot of damage. But this is the wave clear from this from the Sivir. She's actually killing people without even intending to.
Yeah, and at that point, I believe that it would have been a better call for Caeli to go straight up for the Baron. The Kreiner was up, but you did have the better team fight, so you could have actually got even more out of it. However, this way...
there's an on my way ping from the red team onto the Baron. They know that something is up. I think Lyra is just gonna try and rushing it. Never mind. They just go for the wards. Calm down.
And they do realize
everybody.
that... Yeah, they do realize that Nizik is on that unstoppable onslaught. And Frenzy will be
Vladimir has teleport up. Whenever Vladimir has teleport, that's gonna be the breaking point of this game. If he can go in and actually get a flash and burst the vein, then that can turn the entirety of the game.
Oh yeah, especially when he doesn't actually have teleport.
Yes.
I think that would be an interesting TP play without a TP.
No, he has that flash.
Oh, flash. I thought you said
Hex
teleport.
Flash? No, flash. No.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Flip that teleport. We're not gonna need that. We're gonna need a TP. We don't need a TP. We're gonna need a flash. Yes.
Yes. Okay.
I can talk.
Yeah,
Yes.
we're on the same page. It's alright.
And he even has the spellbinder. Like he's just saying, I'm gonna go 108% and just one shot you.
108.
108. Yeah, that was the first number that day.
Okay. Yeah, that's understandable. Right now, we're actually going to see a big team fight pop out, just in a couple of moments. It's looming over the horizon.
Yes. But right now they had a big wave bot lane, so they just move in and take the mid lane tower, and knowing that the enemy can't respond. There's a lot of gold in the pockets of Lyra right now that they should look to spend before they do anything crazy.
And Kreiner might get caught out here.
Kreiner. That was a really weird ultimate. Vodka now has to try and sacrifice himself to save his jungler. Very typical support play right here. And this, he should go down. They even donate the kill over to Frenzy just to give even more gold to him.
And Vayne is now sitting on those two items. She does want to hit one more. To actually be dealing out a significant amount of damage. However, in the team fight, she will still be a threat.
Another Ocean Drake.
You know what they say? Ocean Man, take me by the hand. Ocean Drake. I don't know what rhymes with Drake. A mountain.
Yeah, it was a mountain drake.
It was actually a mountain drake. Okay, cool.
It's not important. Ocean Man anyway. But what rhymes with Drake? Now that we have a lull in action.
And we talked about a big fight coming up in a couple of moments. Likely will pop up just because of this vision that both teams are trying to set up. You do have Nizik taking the bottom turret, actually. It does have the TP. So that's a bit of a free objective taken.
But Lyra could... Oh! Destiny? They should try and look for just instantly killing somebody before the teleport from Sang can come in, because he's just gonna keep pushing. Meanwhile, Hunika top lane, he's saying, what you can do, I can do better. So he's trying to take the top lane tower now.
Yeah, however, T2 is actually bigger than 1. Yeah, that's a fun piece of trivia. So taking a T2 is actually objectively better than T1.
Yep. I can see that.
And now
hammering away with his woodcutter's axe here.
Yeah, against this mecha futuristic blade of the Aatrox.
I'll probably rather have the futuristic blade, but you know.
Yeah. But it's more stylish to have just
that's true.
Giant axe.
I'll be more afraid of a guy hammering me with an axe.
Oh,
that's
yeah.
for sure.
108%.
108%, yeah.
Yeah, and you mentioned instantly killing someone as soon as the fight starts before the teleports actually pop off. Now that would be...
That's hard.
Yeah, that's very hard. When you have the chrono shift from Zilean, and especially the Lamb's Respite, that can negate so much burst that mostly the Vladimir packs. And until Sivir can hit those 500 minions dead, He won't be a real threat in a team fight.
But you know what's gonna be a real threat in team fight?
Kindred.
Right now, Kindred has the exact goal for an Infinity Edge and a warrior rapid fire cannon infinite. Oh, here comes the engage. He flashes after Vayne and she's split from the team. Right now it's a very split fight. Kindred's not in the fight yet, so there is no Lance respite. It's just a 1 for 0. Worried for none, but K-set is really low. He could potentially look to reset and then do something with the Baron.
However, Hunike!
Hunike, he get real low, he flashes in the auto attack, takes down, and there's 2 more people, that's jungler and mid lane, and this should definitely signal the go sign for the Baron.
Yeah, this should definitely be the Baron, and possibly also the inhibitor. There is 40 seconds on both the mid laner and the jungler right now, and the Baron is going down so quickly that the lineup of Caeli cannot actually do anything about it. And just a great team fight from Lyra.
I'm not exactly sure how how Hunike managed to hit that onto Hyvian.
Hunike is a god among Aatrox players.
Yes, that's gotta be it. I'm not sure how he did it, but it's definitely impressive.
Yeah, essentially as soon as the Chrono Shit was down on Vayne, Hunike knew that, okay, it's time to get that bread. And he just ran in and killed pretty much whatever was in his sight. Which, unfortunately, was the Zillion, now without that Chrono Shit.
Yeah. Seems, what's it called? Yeah, that seems reasonable.
Reasonable enough, yeah. Right now, Lyra, they'll be content. Because with this Baron buff, they will be able to, at this point, just make sure that Sivir will be sitting on even more items, so that she can become that constant damage dealer in those big team fights, so that they can actually win them even more confidently. And Vayne, she won't fall off. She is still the scaling hyper carry. However, she will get blown up, as we saw in the last fight, by people like Hunike.
But you know what is scary? Static or a Stormracer, Infinity Edge, Phantom Dancer, Berserker Screeves, Sivir.
And a Doran's Blade and 2 pink wards, and the game has this is actually the most terrifying part. The pause.
Yes. The lag, apparently.
Okay, the lag. Okay, we're getting reports of the blue team, which is in this case Lyra, saying that they are lagging, so we do have some time to just chat about our feelings and how we feel.
Well, we've done that multiple times today. We talked about the badger.
Hedgehog, actually.
Oh yeah, hedgehog. Sorry, yeah. We talked about sheep.
It actually has been a really animal-focused stream, hasn't it? Like we've talked about
animal-friendly stream.
Animal-friendly stream. We also talked about pigeons. And,
that's actually quite a time ago now.
Yeah, and also dragons.
Yeah.
So we're pretty much a geography channel now.
Yeah, we're doing it now. We're making it big, as I said.
Definitely. However, we can talk about animals forever. However, we should probably talk about the implications of the game that we didn't really get to talk about just yet.
That we talked about, but and we're back in the game now already.
We're back in the game. It's okay. However, we talked about tempo and tilt, and I think that from today we can deduce that Lyra don't just easily tilt. They did come back in the second game and are looking to close out the series 2-1, which, given that their main objective is to just take one game, they've been really humble about their position as a team. So I think this may just say a lot about Lyra as Kreiner.
But I also feel like that this says a lot about the team of Caeli. They won game 1, but somehow they still managed to come into the game 2 on the left foot instead of the right, which I feel is a very boring trend for them.
Yeah, we'll actually have to see if Caeli can
mid lane. K-set gets hooked right here, or flayed back. They try just to disengage. Vodka. Sivir on the side lane, she gets hooked. This is very devastating. They're still in the 1-3-1 somehow. Still managing to push. Aatrox get out. They
And
just keep pressuring.
yeah, and it's not good when you have
Wait, they're
severe
on the inhib
isolated.
tower. Oh, they're on the inhib itself.
Okay, Sion
Big
just
man
sort
top
of
lane.
yeah, Sion just sort of sprinted over and made sure to wave.
Oh, Unika
Kilgore
gets
goodbye.
hooked. Nothing more will follow. So impressively enough, even though still losing the fight, they still have the momentum.
They still do have the momentum. They have opened up the top side of the map by opening up that inhibitor. They didn't achieve too much else on the map, but for now, it's fine. They were split up, and Sivir did not have pretty much any front line, even though Lyra don't have a set tank. Fighting a 1v3, essentially.
Not a good idea.
Yeah, it is not the best idea, especially if you're Sivir.
Oh, can you see what this drake is?
Oh, this is an Ocean Drake.
Do you know what that means? That's free ocean drake.
That's 3 Ocean Drakes in this video game of League of Legos.
Yes, and the next drake is gonna be an what is it called? An elder drake.
An Elder
So,
Drake.
a free stack elder drake, like, and especially with the double effect from the ocean drakes, like you're gonna regenerate. Like it's basically just a Warmox. Like at that
Oh,
point,
yeah.
it's just filthy.
Yeah, you're just getting... Yeah, as you said, you're just getting a Warmox, essentially.
Yeah. So
However, it won't really matter if you just get bursted down by this lineup
That
of
is
Caeli.
true.
And
that is definitely true.
it'll come down to that, essentially.
I feel like Lyra will need a Baron before they can actually realistically look to close out the game. I think it's really hard for them to siege against this champion called Cillian.
Oh yeah, Zillion is one of those champions that does have a great wave clear. But if you as you said, if you get that Baron buff, it's okay. However,
It gets
Zillion may
considerably
have a
easier.
great wave clear. However, Sivir, she's a Sivir.
Oh, hook onto Craner. They go in right now. He pops the Crescent's Guard. Now comes in the teleport from Hunika.
And
Legend Project went way too far in.
Yeah, Legend
Hunika
Project was
pops
on the wrong
ultimate,
side of
he's
the
on
map.
the chase now. Double flash away from both of the carries. But onto the Sivir goes Fresia. He flashes over, he goes for the kill. The 80 carries killed each other, but now Vladimir is into the backline. He has to flash out. Fresia is really out of position. Everybody tries to save him, but he's so out of position that it doesn't even matter. The Lamb's Respite has already gone down. Vodka takes a blast. Vodka is betrayed by his team to
Yeah,
take a blast
Vodka
and he
got sold.
didn't want to.
He got sold for beef. Jesus Christ.
Aha, the puns.
The
And
puns are
meanwhile,
bad.
Kilcore is top lane trying to take an inhib because he just got tired of life. Is he actually gonna get it? I don't
Nope.
think so. No, he don't. He killed himself with Baron coming up in a minute and 12 seconds.
And I was just
What is
ready to
going on?
say that this was such a great fight from Lyra, however, in the end they were unable to actually secure the kills on the rest of the damage dealers, which in this case primarily was Destiny on that Kindred, who has finished that Infinity Edge, and Hyrian, who is now actually building into Rabadons. An interesting itemization choice.
He just likes his Rabadons, dude.
He does. Generally, you see something like a Rylai's on Zillion
That's
to be
boring.
It is boring. Irian is just telling us, nah, while I may be playing a utility mage.
You wanna go for the 1000 AP one shot.
Oh yes, the double bomb one shot. That's
The
what we call
montage plays.
yeah, that's what we call an IED actually.
An IED, and what does an IED stand for?
An improvised explosive device.
God damn it.
I thought the term was well known. Come on.
No, I was just like, what? Okay, but now Baron is just gone live.
And
This is gonna make or break this game.
however, you do have this giant wave in the bot lane, and usually it doesn't actually have the teleport up.
Because he just used it. This
Yeah.
could be very interesting.
This should crack up either
We
that...
have mid lane priority for Caeli.
Yeah, and they will be just looking to push
Just
down.
barreling down mid lane.
Yeah,
saying,
Lyra
"You come
actually
here and
aren't in
answer me."
position.
And
This
this
is-
should just be the breaking open the base.
This is
They just
interesting, however,
rotate bot
Kilcore...
lane.
Okay,
Kilcore
Kilcore
is looking for
is
the
in the
flank.
back line.
This bot lane wave is basically just one of those that can take the entirety of the base if unanswered, but they're actually backing out. They're not deciding to use it. It's just snagged up by Sivir, getting her ever closer to her 500 CS power spike.
Yeah, they could have had just gone in and tried to solo out Sivir and win that fight. However, they do decide to just go to the Baron, set up some vision around it, as they know that Sivir isn't in position and that Unstoppable Onslaught is available, but no engages for now. And I think that right now, if Caeli still do decide to be delaying this game, it's actually going to be going against them, because you do have that Sivir reaching that 500 CS, and you do now have the Guardian Angel on her. So you kill her once. Yeah, you kill her once, shame on you. You kill her twice, that probably won't happen, because she, by that time, will actually have her front line with her.
Hopefully.
Hopefully.
But right now we're probably in the most tense part of the game, because right now one mistake is probably going to cost the Baron and then the game for either side of the teams.
Yeah, if you look at both of these team comps, one champion killing just one will possibly decide the game.
And blue team's onto Baron. Lyra has decided they're not going to wait anymore. They are spotted now, or they at least have an idea that they're on it. But can they answer? Right
Destiny
now,
is in position, he does
Destiny, he's looking for it, they just back off. Destiny jumps into the Baron pit, he's onto it right now. It goes down to 3,200 HP, 2,000 HP. The wards are blocked out, who will secure it. The Lance Respite is procced super early. They go onto the Baron, it's secured by Red Team, it's secured by Hyvian. The fight has gone terribly wrong, they cannot get out to Vayne, they take her down in the end. Right now it's a 2 for 3. Can they get any more? It's the 2 solo laners, 4 links. For Lyra, still alive.
However, Caeli did manage to get that bread.
But Baron for Red Team, for Caeli.
And
by Hyvian.
And even though you do have Sivir, who has that amazing wave clear, it will still become difficult for her to repel all these incoming waves of Baron-induced minions. The silver lining for Lyra right now is that they do have the Sivir, and that they have still all the inhibitors.
Yes. That is the one saving grace right now, that they maybe can give up an inhibitor too, and not like fall 100% behind. But now the Elder Drake, this is what we talked about for 6-7 minutes ago now. Can Vladimir do anything here? He doesn't have his stopwatch, he does not use it, goes down. Weaker looking like he will do the same. He does not have his ultimate up. This could be the 2 soul laners going down. The GA is proc. He is surely to go down here. He flashes the double bomb, escapes the hook. Fresh is charging in. He runs out before anybody can take the lantern. Fresh is still trying to kill the Aatrox. He does take him out in the end. It's both soul laners down now for 40 seconds.
And this is just a disaster for Lyra right now. They have lost all of the big objectives that they needed to desperately fight for, and right now they can't be looking to close out the game. They just have to survive and just hope.
From so good to so bad, real quick.
Yeah, they do have the 3 Ocean Drakes, but that isn't going to help them. Okay, Legend Project.
That's you know,
maybe a bit too ambitious.
From how his Q prediction was earlier to that, that's a bit of difference.
Will be actually the first inhibitor down, will be the second. That is just insane how much damage they can do with those empowered mountain drakes.
Yep.
Mountain. Oh.
Mountain mama, take me home. I mean, what?
Okay, yes.
Yes,
you know what they say? Love can move mountains. But apparently, mountains can also move in.
You know what they say? A 43-minute game can often drive you completely nuts.
Yes.
That's a quote from Albert Einstein, by the way.
Oh, yep. Yeah. He was actually an avid League of Legends player.
Yeah. Not many people know that.
Yeah, because League was originally designed in India in 1840s.
Yes.
And then Riot
that's
Games.
what I've heard too. Yeah.
Yeah. Regardless, what hasn't been probably developed in 1840s is this 40-minute lead for the lineup of Caeli, and right now they should be looking to actually close it out. Hooker will get some arrow in the knee, and then somehow still run away from it.
You know, getting an arrow to the knee sounds like a very unpleasant experience.
My knee has been officially screwed, and
But
I can say that
not by an arrow.
not by an arrow, just by my error.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sorry.
Now we also see the model reminder completed on Sivir, which is really important to try to chop down the Cyan.
And right now, Caeli will have to finish this game. If
But
they
Lyra
don't
has
finish
to do
it now,
something. This is gonna be the third inhibitor, which is often what you say you just can't afford to give up, but they did it.
They did it, the madman.
Hook from Legend just barely missing. Double bomb, really important onto the Vladimir right here. The underhook is
Hunike.
Hunike is going in. He's a madman. He really wants this. He doesn't quite get the drawback. Hook goes onto Craner. He doesn't even have time to pop his own ultimate before he's popped. Now gets the re-engage friend. It flashes into the entirety of the enemy team. Hunike can't take him down. Here comes the ult from Hunike, and that should be the game. What?
That was that was super climactic. You saw Kreiner running into the enemy team, essentially, then getting hooked by the Legend Project, and you could say that it was a death sentence for him, because it resulted in a swift death and a good game. Definitely a good game for the side of Caeli. I think that they will be satisfied with how they have played it. They did have that sort of niche spike, and they managed to play it really well. So, good job to both of these teams, and I really enjoyed the series, I must say.
Definitely. It was definitely a nail biter down to the end.
Yeah, it came down to Caeli actually stealing away some of the objectives, essentially.
Yeah.
Winning one or two good team fights. And yeah, they'll be really content moving into the rest of the second week and the rest of the split. Definitely a confident team that we will have to keep our eyes on. And I think right now we are just waiting for our lovely host, Colorpoint.
Trying not to like interrupt as much as possible here.
Oh, don't worry, we do it all the time. Doesn't matter.
And you should be used to me doing it. Also, to be fair, I'm just trying to find words again because I shouldn't be sitting watching these games. I'm like biting my nails. Poor Joe. I'm screaming, and I have him on voice also. So like I'm waking up Arky. Everything is wrong, but holy Christ, these team fights.
Well, apparently Falk also lost all his hair, so I guess you're not, you know. I think Falk's the real loser of this.
Yeah, unfortunately, we pray for your hair. We're gonna pray for it for like 5 minutes and then probably forget it, but you know,
Most likely.
yeah, our apologies.
But guys, like first game, Caeli looked super confident. Second game, it looked like they were taking everything they knew was working and was like, nah, let's try something different, right?
Game 1, Caeli was confident. Game 2, Caeli forgot that they were confident.
Yes, pretty much. And they did have some shinings of brilliance. It looked like it still could go both ways, but in the end, Lyra just snatched it from under their noses. But third game, yeah, well, that was one of the most intense games that we've had.
Yep.
It is at least some games that I don't think we'll forget, like the near future here. There's so many good fights. I think we saw 2 really good AD carries trying to get their way around a really good team fighting team. And I do know, for just information, that Lynx did win second game of the Lynx and Draco match, so they are also in game 3. So like, we have so many exciting games today, and I can't wait for this split to move on and go into more games because this is gonna be close. Guys, you know we need to talk about it, the MVP from both teams, please.
Okay, I'm just gonna say that Hunike will definitely deserve the MVP for the side of Lyra. He was the rock, he was the iron, he was the anvil, and he was the hammer, essentially. He played so well this entire series, and while I do think that we should give props to the rest of the lineup as well, I think that Unigate can still pat himself on the back for how he played today. And from Caeli, it's a bit more difficult. I think that again with these victories that are actually contributed to by the entire team, it's always difficult finding an MVP. However, if I had to go for someone that was really influential to how the games actually ended up, I'm just going to say that Hivian was super consistent with how he played on those utility mages, on that Lysandra, on that Zillion, and he also had some great plays from his times when he played Azir, so he's the other MVP.
For me,
Right,
I think I'll give, as you said, the MVP for Lyra to Hunike, because he played out of his mind, and in so many cases he was the only reason why they were still in some of these games, and pulled a lot from his resources. As far as Caeli goes, I am contemplating giving it to Destiny, because he also had some really outstanding performance, especially this Talia and Kindred game here, or to what's it called? To the support player, the Legend project.
Legend, yes.
Because he also his game one, his game one is the most outstanding, but I also think he had a really huge impact on the game. But I think I'll give it to Destiny, because I really think that his impact all over the map was really felt in games.
Alright, but guys, this is far from over. Already tomorrow we'll have a new match coming up. Hydra will meet DKO Boys. I think this is a pretty scary match for DKO Boys. They saw Hydra take down Heal yesterday. This Sunday? Yesterday, yes.
Yes, yesterday indeed.
Yesterday they did. Holy Christ, send me to bed soon. So I'm pretty sure that DKO Boys will be a bit scared going to this match. This will also mean, since we have 2 matches running today and Luke's Draco is not done with their match, so I'm still waiting for information on the 3rd game, we will have a break on Wednesday. No stream Wednesday. Pretty sad, but this happens. However, we will be back on Thursday with Team Lightning Fang T4 and Team Lightning Fang Phoenix. And of course on this Friday, there will be a match. We will look forward to Topaz meeting out Hilo. 2 CSD teams, they know each other, they're really used to playing against each other, so this will of course be really interesting. And we're ending up Sunday with 2 matches from Division 2. Serenity Gaming Pegasus and Serenity Gaming Arias will meet each other. A fun fact from this, the AD carry from Pegasus is coaching Arias, so it will be fun to see how the students maybe will take their masters on Sunday, and we will end off in Division 2 Sunday evening. Team Lightning Fang Team 2 meeting up Cepheus, and we haven't seen Cepheus, but their top laner told me that if they are losing a game in Division 2, he will sell his computer.
Oh yeah, he's this Joker.
Guys, I think the real strategy here is to just run it down.
Oh yeah.
I mean, what? Yeah. Just say that to your team before you go play for the enemy team. Yeah, I think that's a solid strategy.
Make sure that he has to sell that PC for those scraps.
It would be really sad though, so let's hope that Müller will end up changing the idea to if we lose 2 games. I think that's more reasonable, because Cepheus did look really strong in the division setup, but we have seen teams that we thought would win who didn't, so let's hope that Müller is on the safe side here and the teams are not forcing him to sell his computer.
Yeah, I think that's always a good thing, not having to sell your computer.
Did I forget anything today?
Well, I can't think of anything. Can you, Bimza?
Well, I don't know.
Oh yeah, follow us. Follow us.
Muller is crying in the chat now. Muller, I do know you said Kappa behind it, but I'm sorry. I don't
we
use
ain't
that word.
scared. Let me just take a screenshot of this.
Let's see what's happening up. Yes, of course, Karen. Please do remember to follow us. We are everywhere. We are on Facebook, we are on Twitter, we are on YouTube, we are of course on Twitch, where you might be watching right now. We are on Discord. So if you're not here, well, I don't know what you're waiting for, because I've been saying this the past week. Join us, be here. We are currently over 800 people, and I'm pretty sure there are some people who will talk about this match later today, so please join us in our talks. Lynx and Draco, 40 minutes in game. I can't wait, but I'm pretty sure that they will be done soon, and we will post the result in the general chat. So in there to see the results from Lynx and Draco, and we will see you. Follow us. Follow us everywhere.
For more.
Yes,
Shameless
exactly.
plug.
Yeah. Oh wait, I just see they're out.
Okay.
Give me 1 second.
So you probably don't have to follow us to get more.
Of course you should follow us,
Don't
but let's see if we have the result.
Follow us or don't.
Follow us or else.
I just get the result here that Lynx is taking game 3, so 2-1 Lynx versus Draco, 2-1 for Lynx. Coming in here, putting Lynx at 2 points, and Draco being at 4 points. So pretty interesting games there. Also, I'm sad we didn't see them, but I am sure that they were amazing games. We might be able to have some replays of them when we get back later this week. Guys, remember to follow us. I'm not gonna say the whole line again because
just follow us.
I don't have more voice here. I need voice tomorrow also.
True.
Thank you for tonight. Thank you for being here, and we will see you tomorrow.